posted on TikTok. So my members just join me here on TikTok, and then we can go from there. Hey, the system igu December nayo. System igu December, guys. Sorry. This is the world trying to tell. This is tech trying to tell me to take a break, I guess. But I am here. I am here. Wait. Okay, there we go. There we go. I am live now. We're just gonna do this on TikTok. Hi everybody. Apologies for being a little bit late. I just had some issues with my software. So today we're gonna do the members show directly from TikTok. From TikTok. Fridays are for my members. Usually we join in from the WhatsApp group, but because there's some issues happening on that side, I am just going to host it straight from here. Please let me know, those who are inside, that you can hear me and that I'm audible, and that there are no sound issues on top of all the other issues that I've been having today with this technology. So let me just make sure my members know, guys. Sorry. We want to do something fun today, man. Want to do something fun today? I'm going to open it up for my... let's see. Welcome, everybody, to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Jones Bukwena. I'm your host. The show is on every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. and then every Friday at 12:30 for my members. The episodes are available in full on YouTube. I am currently banned from my Facebook. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me when I'm going to be back. I don't know. I've appealed, but we'll see. But the cool thing is that when one door closes, another one opens, and we've invited on the Instagram guys. So hopefully Instagram can start growing as well on that side. Yeah, I can have more of these open for everybody. But yeah, if you want to watch any of the previous episodes that are available in full on YouTube. Okay, so we had a discussion in the group. And the topic that was suggested for today was to say, let's do a review, but I want to do it in the form of an awards. We're going to do an awards show for halfway through the season, where we're just going to grade some of these people. Now, I'm going to try as far as possible, to make it that, you know, we don't just say Sundowns for everything, guys. We need to start thinking about this stuff, but it is their show. It is the member show. Welcome, Theo. Welcome, Agent. Unmutang Mo. And welcome to the show.
Hey. Today technology is fighting by all means. Hey.
Get December, Theo. Even the technology is on December.
Yeah, let me greet you, Agent, and all the guys on the panel, yeah, and the comment section, everyone.
I'm gonna start off with let's start off with the bottom ones. Agent, do you wanna say hello?
Agent, good December.
Good December. Everyone's in December, but it's fine. Okay, let's start off with this. Give me your two worst teams this season, Theo. And I'm saying two because the one is obvious.
It's obvious, yeah. For me, okay, it's no Agent. I think we spoke about it even right now in the group. I'm a bit disappointed in Cape Town City, guys. You know, for me personally, I know Abanye, Mazulu, Pirates. I mean, about Pirates and about Chiefs. I kind of like expected, but if they struggle in the first 3-4 games, then the rest is history. Chiefs just changed about coach, so they have excuses. You know, Pirates, I'm a player, but for a Cape Town City, man. I remember you once mentioned in Dabaga, who's this guy, the one who Petty, man, the
Stellenbosch.
coach Stellenbosch. Yeah, you
Parker,
said,
yeah.
yeah, they've been around. Yeah, Parker is those guys have been around OT PSL for the longest time. So for me, for them to be around and then it's Cape Town City to struggle the way that they've struggled, like I thought, man, they were gonna, compete better, have more challenge, like win more games and win convincingly, especially. Yeah, and with the players that they have, I don't believe they've sold many players as much. I don't believe they've lost equality as about Stellenbosch or Abo Mazulu. Abo Mazulu, they just brought in a coach. They have excuses for them. I don't know what's the excuse. So for me, it was basically them. And then obviously we have Cape Town Spurs. Really, is number one on the list. The Pirates. Cape Town Spurs and the Pirates are twins. Actually, they go together. Each two pairs of Yeah.
Agent, who are your two worst teams, man? Kiyomoto. He's on December, Vele. He's on December. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring in. Let me see if I can bring in someone else here. No, for me, the nominees for me, Netio. Ngiyayibona Cape Town City. Ngiyayibona.
Yeah.
The nominees for me is the certain UEFA licensed coach who's currently sitting number 14. Hey, we need to have licenses. It's what? What's number 14? PS Galaxy, number 1.
Legend.
Number 2, for me personally, for a completely different reason, Ke Pirates, man. For me, Ke Pirates. I was expecting so much from the Pirates this year, and I was expecting them to be able to get closer to Sundowns. But ingatile consistency, man. Ayikho still, but it's only halfway through the season. That's going to be something we need to watch, man. Something we need to watch. But for me, TS Galaxy, Cape Town Spurs, obvious. 14 games, 1 win, 13 losses. Obvious. Richards Bay, I wasn't expecting too much from them. So the fact that they're number 15, But for me, Cape Town Spurs, Cape Town Spurs, Orlando Pirates, TS Galaxy. Those are my 3 disappointing teams. And if I'm going to go with the number 1, I'm going to go with ETS Galaxy. That's what I think.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Man.
Plus also, Perikocha, we are Telela, we are makeup in Maj. Hey.
Okay. Then, biggest flop as a player.
Yeah.
Ufaka bani lapho?
Yo. Anabo agent.
Okay, let's go to agent. Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. Are you awake now? Velile.
But I think
now good December.
Akaqala uDecember, uqala next week.
Ngazi ngapha agent ikhipani.
No, I think it's written in the comment section, which is like he's having a problem, car sound or something, car speak or something.
You'll speak alone there. It's okay. Velile, who are the worst teams up to this point?
No, let me start, izolo ngisathi uyangizama nya-accept angeni yasho khona abantu abangisabotajayo la kuningi yile sengibhizi ngiphephana nescreen waya la.
Angithi ama-TikTok wenu sometimes ayabamba, sometimes awabambi.
Hayi nale yangale WhatsApp ayingisebenzeli nayo sabathi hayi.
No, phone wenu ama-phone call, but it's fine. It's fine.
Awangeke ngibingelela abafowethu labo. West team and disappointed so far this mid-season and the players, ne? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, there we go.
Anyone can bring it to me.
The snake has slowed down.
Yeah, no man. Mino yazi so far team, but not that much because at least the recovery. But yabona iPirates ingizubhlungu kakhulu man. Because ikakhulukazi especially ku-KF bengi-expectile ukuthi mhlambe kumele sibe lapha kuma-group stages, but so far isathole siphuma early and nakhona mawutabheke ezishaya hey yabo makhulwane man abanye abantu nje makhulwane too much so hey they yangiphoxa kakhulu. It's disappointing on that side because I think everyone expected the Pirates to do well on Champions League, even nakhona take into consideration ama players laba wathengile and the run that they had last season ne pre-season yase Spain. Yabo indaba yase Spain eyaduma kakhulu man.
Yeah.
Sikujuzwa yona
Magugu, ethebe magugu, amakhito akhona. Hey. Nisitshela ngoba pistachio green, anithi green
and vele masithi siyaqala vele kusiza ku-M10 esavutha vele sashaya abantu abo-4 5 hey kumnandi esigodini sikaMamenzela kanti izofika iJwaneng eyasishiya nesigcwagcwa man iJwaneng iyasifakela ibhadi kahle yayibona. So nje yeah, but so far yiyo. And then secondly i-Cape Town Spurs vele zange expect nix mina kuyo. Hayi namanje ukuthi ayikho expect. I've told you before ukuthi i-team ebuya kuma-playoffs it needs to buy new 10 players and experienced players. If udlala ama-playoffs you must know ukuthi angeke ucope if you have been bought and bona West bavele bathenge iplayer eyi-1 ukick and Buchanan kuphela athenga yena kuphela. The other ones if they were still thinking good they were still bazodlala ku-PSL ngabo Clayton Daniels nabo Nazir namanje on 2023 they were just taking chances. Even nama pre-season they must go buy players 6 minimum. And then they will come back and compete. But if they haven't done that, consider the coach, then abalokhunjanile abayiqashile uMiddendorp and angimbona last football on 5 games there. I don't see him surviving.
Aloy, he'll quit himself, don't worry.
Yeah. And then the West players ngizochaza kulabo abanikwe i-chance ama-player abanikwe i-chance. Hayi ama-player angadlalanga ngeke ngithi umuntu se-West player angadlalanga nokudlala. Khona iplayer abalandela lapha eShaya Venezuela kuphi Colombia kuphi angazi ubani ngathi likulone Venezuela likulone ngathi
Evelile hayi baba hayi
bathi mina angikakhulumi negama ngathi mase kunabantu ba sisheshe zabathola abanikazi kanti
khuluma igama ngoba siyabazi baseVenezuela ukhuluma ngoCastillo.
Castillo, man. Oh, why Castillo?
We're told that this person's way that his name is dangerous. It's a combination of letters.
Wi-Fi password, man. You can do Wi-Fi password man.
Oh.
I want and it's only the chance though. We're about to buy Gonzalez. Yeah, I know that's the biggest flop. And I'm not because we are playing a record like a village. If my guys are lonely players, there's no way. The minute
But
you must know that play. Is that play team in like a flop or Venazanga told a chance lonely? Aye.
Can I ask a question, Velile, though? Guys, wait, Velile. Okay, in comes the coach. Him. I'm not defending him, agent, guys. I'm not defending Gonzalez.
No,
but
I wanted to ask, before you ask the question, can we say his first name before you ask the question?
As much as on, man. As much as on. Oh, we know the name. As much as on.
I have a question, my guy. Like the question is, if you have a coach that came in after maybe 7 games, and he says, I don't know how to play this player or where to play this player, do you still blame the player for flopping? If a coach comes in and says, do you blame a player or do you blame the one who went and took the player who blame a man?
No, angithi ngiqalile ngachaza mina ngathi team engiphoxile maqala isizini eyiphi azange ngibale batravule kanjani uke eBotswana bahambe ngebhasi or bagibela isitimela or benze njani azange uchaze lo chaze nje into abayenza. So nalo player ngisho praise bangilibona black ground ukuthi balihlela ukuthini ukuthi enze kanjani cha ngiyema ngimbona nje mina and phela kuthi ubuya phesheya lo muntu.
Wait, okay, so we've got our first nominee, Gonzalez.
Yeah, phela mawubuya phesheya ngithi siyababona abantu babuye phesheya ngale kuba bakhelane bethu ePitori ngani siyababona mbuthi abo Sirino abo
ayisuka
Abu Allen,
Hayi, sure.
siyababona. Angithi babuya phesheya, especially South America.
Bayacatha labantu baba. Labantu ungabhayiziswa ukuthi babuya phesheya. Labantu bafika la bacathe baba.
Ungalo mina bengichaza nje iplay elingiflopele mina kulonje sokuqalela isizini. Angithola.
Okay.
Ngizichazela lokho.
Inhliziyo man. Ayi.
No,
Masifaka omunye, guys. Masifaka omunye. Gonzalez no, but sizovota now. Gonzalez, who are nominees la?
yeah, and futhi take into consideration lo muntu ngithi ne-team yakhona ithe ifuna ucoach ibafana bashaya basalinda impela bade banegotiate bawusishaya surprises and bashaya surprise vele baqasha ucoach wabusiza mayiqala waba yi-surprise leyana ngithola. But yeah, so far Gonzalez hayi mina
Wena usihlaba konke wena nje ufuna thina today everywhere usihlaba ngocoach usihlaba ngoGonzalez guys.
no cha bengisho nje ukuthi hayi cha akangisebenzelanga mina into bengisho nje ile kuphela. And then omunye man that I expected to lokujana from Bona to up their tempo nakhona bayi-3 lapha bayi-2 kuSwallows. I'm not quite sure what the system low for ukompela bafosta ukuthi bayidlale or kwenze but so far mina yena uJali banomhango. They have raised that bar le ebese expectile ngakhona the way we know them. We thought Swallows is going to be a really serious contender for this season. Regardless of ama issue it's about face ayo manje lama esazi ukuthi bathi abakholanga kwenzakala nani team ayinamali washa kwacima. But I think most of us we expected the Gutiana to rise to the occasion, especially my team. But he tend to sometimes ufuna ukuba emotional, so at least yakhathela abantwana always red card suspended. Corner, but we expected a lot from him. Everybody expected Luchabo just to raise the bar and just to continue standard smazing us. But the biggest one, Peshe.
Okay, guys, it's open forum, guys. It's open forum. Remember, this is your guys' show.
Mr. Violence,
I say my brothers.
Yeah.
Kora, I'm confused. Like Barry mid-season now was then Gustavo Gonzalez. What's happening? What are we voting for?
We're reviewing the season. And now we are on who has been the most disappointing player. And we have Gonzalez, we have Charlie, we have Mhango. Agent, do you want to add anyone?
Yes, wait.
Player, please.
So we have passed. No, our flop is the best player in Chiefs. Just our flop. If you had one. But anyways.
I'm sorry, I retreat.
but so we are past the team.
Okay, no. Let's go back to the team. We had Cape Town Spurs for me, then Pirates was mentioned. And then I had brought up ETS Galaxy, and Theo had gone with Cape Town City. Most disappointing. Let's not say worst. Most disappointing.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask Theo there. Oh, by the way, let me start by greeting host Pumi and the other ladies in the chat. Others, it's fine. It's December.
Hey, band.
We'll greet you guys in January.
Hey, band.
But I wanted to ask you that Dr. Malinga some ke was Solomon about so we have another one you can tell man it becomes easy but it's fine. Theo, I wanted to ask though, but I'm being harsh though on Cape Town City because yes, they had a bad start, but they managed to recover. Whether because they managed to recover or because the league is generally bad, but either way, they are on level terms with league challengers, title contenders, the Spanish South African team, Paris Saint-Germain. of South Africa. And
Hey, but the violence in this.
And they're 1 point behind SuperSport at number 2.
yeah,
Yo, yeah.
and 1 point behind the league holders, SuperSport.
Okay. Let me explain something. Why I say I'm disappointed at Cape Town City. It's because
Yeah.
you remember, guys. Look at Stellenbosch. They have a cup right now, and they sold players. You understand? I believe if Stellenbosch kept Mendieta,
Mthethwa.
I think they would have been more dangerous. I think they would be challenging Sundowns, if I may put it in that way, especially in the league.
Challenging
They might
SuperSport,
not
please.
be. No, Sundowns. No, the reason why I'm saying that, guys, Stellenbosch have been able to frustrate many teams, including Sundowns last season. If you remember, I think they are the team that beaten Sundowns last season. If it's Kumbulagash. You remember Mustard 2-1 Williams, where he thought he was on a holiday and the team is serious, and then they ended up conceding 2 goals and they won against them. So I think they would have became like I expected the same thing with the Cape Town City, in a sense that they didn't release any player. They had the same squad, same coach. They added players instead. You know, they brought youngsters as well. So I thought Utinkla was going to make them even more effective. You remember Cape Town City Penny. It was like every game that they played, you would want to watch it. But now you watch them, it's like you're watching Golden Arrows in a sense. They are no longer having that spark that is trying to say we are challenging for to be top 4 or top 2 rather. You understand? I thought like they would be developed much better, because you look at the Pirates, guys, all the other teams, to be honest, they have excuses. Kevin Hunt will tell you, with Sundowns is taking my players as his team, his development team. The Chiefs a coach, no Gonzalez, there are many. Every team has excuses, but the Cape Town City, I don't know what's the excuse for not competing in the Sundowns, not in the SuperSport.
Yeah,
but
but
with
okay, no,
Sundowns. That's
I
why.
hear you though. I hear you though. But these things happen. I remember my team United, watching Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, and we thought we'd challenge next season. Well, it was gone. But anyways, I think for me is, like I said, is Spurs and Seat and Pirates. I think they've been mentioned. So onto the player, the flop. Gonzalez obviously is there, and 2 players for different reasons. I think Gonzalez's performance and the fact that he came on loan, which was a red flag, but it's fine. He disappointed performance-wise. But these other 2 players, for me, it's not necessarily performance, but they have disappointed me in different ways. First is umuntu wa Puleng Saleng.
Okay.
Akadlali
Yo.
udlala now.
No, we expected that he's going to
Yeah.
be, because there was rumors
The
that
rightful player of the season, Akir.
Yes, you remember?
Yeah.
He reminded me of a team.
Agent just stole my player, guys.
He reminded me of a team some years back. Some of you would remember, some wouldn't remember, but I think Velile and Kumo would remember. Others, I don't think they'll remember. But we were told, give that team the league, no one can catch them. I don't know if you remember that team. So it was the same as Osaling, that we were told, give him player of the season, what. And for me, I expected him to go a step up, you know, and prove why people are calling for him to be player of the season, you know. And I expected improvement and maturity from him, because the last year was his breakthrough season. So I expected him to take a step up. But if anything, he went from a short starter to a bench warmer, you know. So the fall from grace is just too much for me. And then lastly, the man with shares from Black Label, and because we were, for the past 10 years, 12 years, besides Ozwani, he was the ultimate professional, you know. He was like, besides our mania and stuff, that aside, he was the ultimate professional, you know. So for him, for the career to end this way, it's just sad, man. It's just pure sad. Politics aside, you know, some of us remember that was a name I save in Brazil, you know. So from that to a alcoholic, you know. And to be fair on him, I think his real age is not football age, but his real age is showing. But for him to end this way is just sad.
Oh, yeah,
Kumo.
carnage.
Shots fired.
Hey, serious carnage. Aye.
Hey.
What are we saying? Who's flopped? Who's flopped this season? Players.
Now the player that has flopped for me this entire season, Gandhi Limpisan. I thought I was going to see more of him, but I haven't seen this guy play, and I was looking forward to seeing him.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Yo,
But it's
yo.
a flop in itself, Mos.
Amarange, Kumu,
Hey, but
Pisa,
Kumo.
But Kumo, say players as you come in, how?
How is chairman? How-
He's like Rooney. He's a player manager chairman. He's got 3 roles in one. I get it.
And the captain sometimes.
But you know who's really flopped for me, besides the obvious ones? I would like to say Kemete Rasmus. Like his ego is big, but his talent, when he can back it up, eh? That's one of the players I think has flopped as well for Pirates, Kemete Rasmus. And Sundowns should never go superstars. Like if you flop, they take you out, we forget about you, and they say you're on stage 3 rehab. So you don't really have flops. So
I was gonna say Mendieta. I wanted to put Mendieta into this chair.
Mendy, I wanted to say Mendieta as well. Yo.
how has he flopped? How has he flopped?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you
Why
the
is not
platform.
starting?
It's not
Why is
starting,
not
but I get it's a
starting?
big squad. People are coming in. I get it.
No,
Guys.
guys.
Stage 2. Can't
Stage 2.
But as a
Oh,
starter,
yeah.
okay, besides
And
injuries,
a person who was a starter at Stellenbosch.
Mm,
And
But
you
so-
spent big money to sign him.
No.
yes.
You must
But how
understand.
can you compare
you must,
Stellenbosch to Sundowns? You know it's hard to break into the lineup of Sundowns. Obuthi sobomuntu beginning at the bench home, but no one is saying anything. guy.
Mtupa ki home.
You
I get it's
No, you
I get it's
guys-
disappointing because when he moved to
What?
Sundowns, we were like, yo, Sundowns got Mendieta. Until Mendieta Wabatu is gonna stay on stage 3.
you guys must understand that at Kosima Mpuru prison, there's induction, there's things like that. You don't just go to you have to go through steps,
And you have to
get
earn
your
your
number there,
privileges.
you know.
Yeah.
Mara Ribeiro didn't go through any steps.
Ribeiro zange ku-induction yena.
Yeah, Ribeiro didn't go through
That's a
induction.
gangster. That's a gangster. That's the day of the
Go
game.
2080 or go 28 loko favela.
Let's carry bench warmer, guys. Eh.
Unku naye zange aye ku-induction unku.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know my feelings about
Masego.
Nkwe. You are starting me. You know my feelings about Nkwe.
Masego.
Please.
Mara Masako platforms for Africa, guys. You know we play so many tournaments. We've got visions across all board. I
the
remember
games
the
ain't
PSL
3-4.
and the top 8. Yeah?
The game said 3-4. Lee Gonzalez Danile 2 games, 3 games.
The game said
I want
3-4.
to- I
You
want-
feel the most valuable player with AFL.
No,
not three, four games.
Kumo.
Mara
I wanted to
go PSL
to
go
comment
Twiki
about
Frosler.
Masego. I wanted to want to
I
comment
get some there's
Masego.
players for different tournaments. So yeah.
You remember agent at first Webuaka Arinka Masego? He's not Sundowns material. This guy does not belong to Sundowns agent.
Mang-
Even
No,
today,
no,
there is
listen,
a superstar.
listen, Tio.
Chalosa.
Like Carlos, right? He is not a Sundowns material, you know?
Okay.
And I don't think he will ever be soon, you know?
Okay,
But
thank you.
I think I see, not I think, I now see why England bought him, you know? For CAF, where teams don't know him, I think I would put him maybe ahead of maybe Oshalulile.
So what agent? What's going? Agent Mara Walam serious. Nalam Magat, Alim Budzim.
No, but
Then what's
generally
gonna
speaking-
happen?
No,
People
but-
now have seen how he
but-
plays. Then what's gonna happen next season when people are familiar with his play and what his tricks? So won't he get a
Stage
chance to
3
play
rehab.
next season?
No, then he goes to stage 3 rehab. Eh?
Okay, yeah.
Because but again, I think because teams generally in the African continent, they play a low block generally when they're in Pretoria, and they tend to attack us more away. So I don't think that would change, unless if you're pyramids, you defend home and away, you don't care. But most teams, especially in the later stages, your Alice, your Wydad, your Esperance, home, they're going to try and attack us. And I think that's where Omar Seko is going to be useful. And I'm big enough and I'm man enough to say I was wrong about him being signed. I agree with his signing now.
You're just doing it so that we don't put him on
Right,
disappointing.
double-edged.
You don't see it, so we don't put him there,
Double
but it's
legend.
fine.
Double legend tendencies.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. We'll move away from the West. What's the most improved team? What do you guys think is the most improved team so far this season?
Except Sundowns, please.
Sundowns.
Cheers, Galax. Cheers,
guys,
Galax.
Tlogelang Sundowns, man.
Improve in
No,
Sundowns.
let me
It's
explain
ngama
why.
play super sport. Improve ngama play super sport Sundowns.
Here we
The
go.
same way you guys
Go ahead,
do.
Here we
I'm
go.
thinking about
Hey,
PSA like
Don't don't forget Theo, that you guys used to improve buy one get one free somewhere.
Yeah, Coach
Don't
Chicken.
blame us.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Not from our
They
rivals.
improved by
And
stealing
some.
players from
Not from
Madagascar.
our Pretoria
Kabulela Kabao.
allies, guys.
And some used
No,
to
but
improve
can I-
by Golden Arrows, and every season Golden Arrows donates them the 3 points at the end of the season. We know them.
Witty. What about Cape Town? Cape Stellenbosch, they improved by them, but we aren't seeing anything.
Acting CEO, okay? We have acting CEO somewhere.
Don't tell us about you guys.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why Sundowns has improved. Ne? Obviously, the league was gonna go back to Chlorkop, ne? But look at how they started. Now we 11 points unbeaten. We've crashed so many records that were set by that ancestor team Gona Churena. And right now, look at our goal difference. Look at the goals that is conceded and the goals that is scored. As an improvement, the Kore right now we are so.
No,
Mara, you ask
but
me
it's
whose
not-
team has improved. They didn't say Tsabu Chiefs, wo parateng tse ba jewa ke ntho every day. So I'm talking about like Sundown, so improvement in etsang.
No, I don't. Makumu. Now the reason why I'm saying Sundowns guys didn't improve. I'm saying Chiefs, Pirates, Super Sport, Cape Town City, Stellenbosch, they did not improve. That's why Sundowns looks like they've improved. Actually, they disproved. Actually, they went back. Like those 5 teams that were competing with Sundowns last season or last season, they just stopped playing. Like they went out of. Like Ngatin, they were not competing as much as they should now. Hence, that's why it looks like Sundowns is making a leaky Farmers League, because those teams are a disappointment. I would say Sundowns guys have been that much dominant. Sundowns, if they were dominant, I would say exactly what Kevin Nance said. They should be winning about 4-0, about 3-0. Then they would be dominating. I'm saying about 1-0.
Let me support uSiyo lapha, because if we said improvile sikhuluma based on what, based kule couple abazenzele
Let's answer you guys.
they
Let's
talk
answer you
Africa
guys.
ngisho based on, because that's where esibone khona ngathi badlala babasikazi bazimisele ngoba la ke labo le couple lasekhaya ubabuze ulenzele ingane yakhe, and then badlala ke bazimisela, and then suddenly bathi bona kodwa elikini it comes to the game. I think they are still on the same level as last season. Maybe so ukuthi bayimprovile, but so far no, angayiboni isase on the same level, isanyokela nje, but ibar it hasn't stepped up as what we have expected even now from them. As we expect bashaya abantu ngabofona
But for me,
Uyangithola?
Thank you, Clara. You see where I deleted ladies only in the in the show, eh?
Yo.
Exactly for this.
Mara guys.
Hayi.
But
AJ,
No, okay. Let me
can I
let
say
me-
this? Can I say this? Can I say this? If a student goes from 75 or is it 70 to 90, it's still a distinction, yes, but he improved. It's not
Mara
an
guys,
improvement.
You can't say,
let me rather say this. Let me rather say this. For in my eyes, in these awards, best and most improved are two different things in my eyes. And it's the most improved. Sundowns may have improved, but I mean the improvement that they've made from top to more top may be different to another team that has gone from number 12 to number 6. You know, I would have given, for example, I wanted to nominate a Golden Arrows, even though the last 5 games. No. Do you know why? Before these 5 games, 6 games, Samabuti, Arrows
Before
was
the
number
concept,
1, was number 2.
We're not doing before. We're not doing before.
No, that's why I said I would have added them. I'm not adding them. I would have added them had they continued.
The
But-
coach
Before the
fired-
league started, I would have
the
added
coach fired-
Pirates.
The coach fired the psychologists, they started losing.
But
Hey,
listen,
Mara,
we have
guys,
to agree.
Alumputse, Mone.
Stellenbosch.
Which PSL do you guys watch? I know why Larry, we've improved it because of Motsipe made a plastic cup for us, so improvement there. And you're saying Sundowns looks like it has improved because of the other teams are going backwards. How about give us credit and say we are tough to beat, we
No,
are smart, we are the best? What does that happen?
That's why
No,
getting
really,
best,
we're not-
best and most improved.
No, Kum. No, Kum.
Shut up,
we are
George.
watching the- we are
When now
watching the-
Okari, you were on the panel earlier Hollywood Bets where they gave some other team the best team instead of
No.
Sundowns. Because of Steve Perry.
we are watching
Like, I
the
can't
we are watching
lie,
the
man.
same PSN. We
Oh,
are watching
no,
the
no.
same PSN whereby Stellenbosch and Pirates are the only team that has got cup this season. Go PSL. That's the
Yes.
PSL that
West
the
Sundowns
PSL we are
doesn't-
watching.
But the season has not finished. Mose.
we-
Mara,
we-
get
we-
away,
we-
going
we-
halfway.
Guys,
Kumo,
for me,
Kumo.
let me be
Guys,
honest. Let me be
wait.
honest. Can I be honest?
Agent, let me say something. Can I say something, guys?
Okay,
If
okay, say
Sundowns
something.
was dominating, we'll be doing exactly what Man City did last season. Win a treble,
Yeah.
make the league useless. Go into Africa, dominate. Don't lose away and win at home. Dominate. Then we can come and say Sundowns has improved. I would say, Mina, personal, Rulani himself, he has brought a different element in a Sundowns team, but they are not yet where they should be based on the players that they have and the standard that they've already set before.
Okay.
That's
Can
why
I-
I'm saying they cannot.
Let me put on my double agent hat on and be
Zeng,
fair.
zeng.
Thank you. We need
Zeng,
that.
zeng.
We need that.
on honestly speaking, in this for this particular award, there is no team which deserves it. There is absolutely no team. You know, it's one of those awards where I think, and something which I wish for in the top goal scorer, you can't be top goal scorer with 5 goals. No. Let's do 15. So for me, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, fine. Sundowns, I can make an argument for it, but I'm not gonna do that. I haven't seen much progress to say it warrants the most improved, you know. And you look at all our teams, Stellenbosch, besides winning a cup, I don't think they've improved. They're just in the same level where they are. Supersport, I expected them to be in and around second and third. Pirates, same. So I don't think there's any team which has the wow factor akin to Aston Villa,
Thank
maybe.
you.
Pound for pound.
Yeah.
Pound for pound.
Where is he?
Number 9, from 14 to 9.
Emma, Araboleleng, first of all, I get sure like maybe there's some confusion here. Are they defining improvement? The Iminang, dictionary, because not get First of all, Stellenbosch.
Okay, go on.
Next Stellenbosch, Swinner Cup final. Last season, the season before, the season before that season, no snack cup. As a cup, as a progression, as improvement.
Yeah.
One Talohang.
Yeah.
Sundowns, never in its history, Thomas season it the way it has by not like by conceding less goals,
Win
breaking these
points.
records. 1.2 two strikers who are top of the league, having
No
played so
cap.
many games. Its style of play, the Bantwena, like the chameleon play, I seen improvement from last season. You know, out of your teams, did you guys support and love so much? What have you guys done?
Can we
That
please leave our
warrants for-
teams out of this? Can you please leave out?
No, no,
We're
no, no.
talking
I
about
don't
the
think-
league.
Okay, sharp. Okay, the other team, I get Mabuti Keneza, he would have been up there. Man, if we are being fair, happy, if we truly are being fair, Lebu TS Galaxy, she found they've improved by reaching the semi-final. I think to in a
final.
in a regular basis, happen. Mara, if you're gonna go get the trophy and stuff because of season A, Ashingi Efele, we can say Stellenbosch wait is for the most improved team. Mara, if you're gonna be fair and overall quality and overall team improvement, Sundowns hands down. Prove me otherwise. Can you fact and single emotion?
Chippa United.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
I think
Yeah,
this
buddy.
is Sundowns. When
Chippa United,
Sundowns
guys.
is
Chippa
Bona,
went from
Sundowns-
14th place.
One
I'm
question.
willing to
I have
die
one question.
on. Why
One
you
question.
the Sundowns?
One question to the panel. If in an alternative universe, let's see my worst nightmare happens and TS Galaxy wins the cup, are we gonna say they were the most improved team?
No.
For me
No,
personally,
but they stand the chance. I can improve it.
I'd give it to Stellenbosch. I'd give it to Stellenbosch
Then I'll
because
give it to-
Stellenbosch is number 5. They've improved from last season, or 1 point from last season, up to this point, and they've got a trophy. So for me, Stellenbosch 1, and then Chippa United number 2, from 14th to 9th.
aye.
From 14th to 9th.
Very late. Tell Floyd that he should stop interfering there, please. Yeah, tell Floyd.
And the ball now when I would your if you Okatlagi from 14 to 9, you're gonna have these panels every day and discussing what's wrong with PSL standard. Yeah. I get like
Not it's most improved. I get by improving. Little number by improving from 14th to number 9, 5 spots.
Okay, guys. But what can someone search for me improvement on Google? Because I think maybe I don't understand English. Yeah, because maybe English is trouble for me. Kubo. Me too. I think maybe the dictionary they gave us at Clock Top is wrong, eh?
And the guys, Sundowns, if I free schooling, one less need of yana. Can
No, but check, guys, but check,
you can
guys.
get a free
On,
qualification.
Can't the best team be the most improved team though?
No,
Just ask me.
but what I'm saying is that
Guys.
did they, is it
you can
significant
improve on
improvement?
perfection.
Is it so like the reason why we're saying the most improved. So Sundowns has improved, but has Sundowns significantly improved more than a team that comes from 14 to number 9, for example? That's 5 slots. We're not saying that Sundowns didn't improve. We're saying that, you know.
Facts.
But
Can
it's-
someone,
but wait,
Kumo,
guys.
Kumo, can you do facts for me there? At this point in
Yeah.
the season, how much points did you have last season? Just at this point.
I don't know, but you won by 16 points last year.
No, we're talking about now. Yeah, now.
Again, we have to measure the improvement. Last year you won by 16 points.
From here to
We try
that
to, that's
deal.
the
Okay, what if we do this?
Okay,
What if I
wait.
say this?
Ish.
In a perfect world, Sundowns wins all their games, let's say. That's 90 points, right? That's 90. You are 20 points away. So, would you say that that is more improved than somebody who would have gone from 50 points to 75?
No. Can you give me someone like that? If maybe someone goes from 15 points.
Cheaper. They were relegation candidates all of last season. Relegation.
Cut. I was about to say,
okay.
someone from we cannot glorify mediocrity. If someone moves from 5 points to 20 points,
Is that not
relatively
improvement? I
It's
guess
an
that's what you guys were
improvement.
saying. Is that not
it's an
improvement?
improvement. It's an improvement, right? But it's still mediocre.
Look, okay, I'll give you an example. Tipa finished on 30 points last season. 30. They are currently on 18 points, which means that they're only 12 points away from the total from last season. Like, guys,
But
is that not an improvement?
So George, so now
So now we're gonna take who has the highest percentage margin improvement. That's how we
Most
determine which
improved.
team has the
I
best
get it,
improvement.
most really
Most,
yeah, most
no, I get
improved.
it. Now we're gonna have to rely on stats. I get it. Like for instance, let's say if last season we had 24 points, right? And now we've got 30. That's how many increase. Nice.
Well, up to this point, yeah.
Let's take it 10. Yeah,
Up to
let's
this
take it
point,
10%
yeah.
for argument's sake, right? Then you take your cheaper from 14 to 9, and let's say you're on a really 70% improvement. So based on that, are we gonna say who cheaper has made the most significant improvement overall?
For them, yes.
That's my question.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. If that's the case, sharp, cheaper. Cheaper. Hey.
No, I'm not even saying that it's
But
cheaper.
like
I was
if
just
you-
putting forward my one.
George. So,
Yeah, guys,
No,
I have a
I was
question
just
though.
trying
Sorry,
to
guys.
like to have a base on how we can all agree or what do we actually mean when we say one improvement.
When
Because
we
there's no
compare
denying
to
both
yourself.
teams won.
But Mr. Uti,
Yeah.
labantu laba abaphezu kwami nanoma ungayibeka kanjani ngeke bavumelane nawe.
Okay, I'm gonna move
Uma
on.
singathi sichaza kanjani abayifundi but for mina sorry njengoba bebhizi ngidisturba ngamafoni la. But for mina personally when we talk about ku-PSL akumazikhuluma nge-PSL uyawunabi i-PSL or i-PSL League, i-DStv and the cup games adlalile eSouth Africa adlalayo wonke ama-team ekufanele adlale angithi wonke ama-team hayi lawa akhethiwe. Mina personally I will go for Stellenbosch.
Okay.
Yeah, I go into Sundowns. Not
No, yes.
Uyacomplain ukhulu.
Yes, akaqedile inkulumo yakho kodwa ngeke the taking consideration is Stellenbosch ilokhu iposition abazola bakuyo last season and what they are currently now position number 5 if I'm not mistaken. And mayiqala isizini abafani nalabe Sundowns. Stellenbosch have lost players, quality players. They've lost to Mendieta, they've lost to OX, they've lost there's the guy behind the late defense. I think now we're MLS if I'm not mistaken. There's a guy that was playing at
But is it Makanya?
yeah, Makanya, whoever who's America. Those
Really,
like
you're coming all right. I was agreeing with you, and then you lost it for me.
yes,
we lost
They cannot
Gale,
lose.
we
They cannot
lost
lose Ox. They
Nasiri,
didn't lose
we lost
Ox.
Mailula. Let them
Kumo,
lose
wait,
players.
Kumo, wait.
Gaba,
Really, did they lose Ox or they
You
did
guys,
Ox?
you guys told
Just on Ox. I agree with you in everything you are saying. Just Ox. Did they gain or lose there?
No, they've lost to Ox because Ox was an integral part of that team. We know the role that if Angas never that's not going to team but there the reason why I would become what they do Ox was because of what he was doing. Stellenbosch, young John.
Stellenbosch, yeah.
Those close to 4 players of which they were starters with their team, and they've already won one domestic cup.
Besides that, we're not Velin.
They are sitting on number
Besides
5.
that, we're not Velin.
Yeah.
Let me check how many wins they have. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think they have like 10
In
wins
Stellenbosch.
already, both in cups. Yeah, in my cup, and my game in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I think for me they have.
But good league had Bana 7 wins. Good league.
Yeah, 7 wins, 2
Yeah, but
draws,
also
5 losses.
Yes, young John.
Like so far they've been.
because
What I'm saying, like their last 5 games,
Yes.
they've only won.
Mas-
They've won 5 games in a row.
Ngalaba abanye abafowethu laba abaphezu kwami lesigqoke eziyi-2 ezilaphezu kwami engisigqokile. Kuba nzima ukuthi sivele sisho because siyabona abaluzanga lutho. Instead bathole amanye futhi ama-player up-best bawafaka lapha. So the only thing that if you're trying to make a good domestic fixture PSL, they've lost 2 cups already. They've lost 2 cups. The only thing abangayisho ukuthi bawin 11 game kuphela. Asikhiphe leli cup likababa. Anton, asikhiphe okunye. So if we're talking about the most improved, I mean I will give it to Stellenbosch based on that fact. Angeyilwe nabo abafowethu kodwa ngesikhathi iqiniso liyafuneka nje.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna go. Who is the most improved player for this season? Who improved the most in our eyes in the league?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's-
Yes, it's tough, ne, to think of people that have improved.
yeah, I mean, because you're looking at the most improved, not the best. If it was the best, it was easy. But most improved.
Or can we say most surprising? Let's scrap improved. Most surprising. So, which player has come into the season and surprised you the most?
Oh,
Bartman.
easy. No, I disagree there. Easy. We know at Clockop there is procedure. This one didn't follow it. Ribeiro for me. Surprised me.
Okay.
But I didn't expect that he'll fit in like a glove. So yeah.
Okay.
No, Mara, it's about who has surprised you. Who has surprised you? Corey, now it's all about preference. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the best.
Hey,
What
hey,
now I'm
don't
saying-
fight. Don't fight.
I'm not
Hey, don't
Mutala.
fight.
And when I have to raise my points, I'm fighting. You know, it's come again.
I think I know where Kubo's going. Kubo, is it someone you voted for previously on this here live?
Obviously. Now who has surprised me the most, and like I see future like Bartman, I love that boy, guys. And now obviously Skatahang, Marisa friend.
Yeah.
For someone, let me tell you why, ne? For someone who like if you look at his peers, ne? I understand
Who's
more
busy with
Toroma
dishes, man?
Bena,
Wait, who's busy with dishes here? There we go.
Get
AJ,
what you
AJ.
feel. I gotta
I'm cooking, man. I'm cooking something for me. I think I stay alone.
Yeah,
man.
but you must mute, man, now. This man.
Ah. Yeah, as I was saying, ne, I'm surprised the maturity that Bartman has displayed, especially Hadlala ball. Like his confidence for someone his age, I haven't seen in a while. And every time when his team plays, I always like jump to see is he on the starting or is coming on the bench or is he even in match day program. Like that's how Corey he's made such an impression on me. I think he's like I'm his biggest fan, honestly. Besides from Cape Town, I think I'm his biggest fan. I'm not saying he's the best improved or the best player, but he has really made an impression on me so far this season.
Okay. Can I jump in and suggest the name? I don't know if it still counts now. Goodman Musele. Had a very good start to the season, but then I don't know Guti Manje if you guys will still agree.
No comment.
Okay, no, guys, but such a start.
mina ngikhuluma kakhulu labantu abaphezu kwami
Yo! Awa.
Musele ngcono ngikhule kanjalo.
Quiet. Hey, we're quiet, man.
But on a serious note, I think if I can go for improved for me now, on all those teams, I will go for Golden Arrows captain.
Oh, Sibia.
I'll go for Usibia in terms of improvement.
Who's
If
getting called from work? Someone's getting called from work. What's going on?
It's me.
Hey,
Ngiyakhuluma
man.
ngenxa laba bathanda ukufona njani nesaka bazolesihlanu namhlanje.
December.
Bahlupha labantu ilaba ukuthi ubona umuntu uyabona ngiphendula kodwa ubhizi usafonile. Idonga ngizobuya kuwe.
But I have a question on that one, Sibia. I remember someone once asked this thing, I think on some certain panel, I'd say, why Sibia has never got the call up for Ibafana Bafana?
I get the point. That's why I was asking now good. Last time I pose umbuzo ngikora ngongena ngibuza ukuthi uHugo Boss ama-assistant coach wakhe ubani besides uMkhelele because angiboni umsebenzi abawenza kahle because kumele bamncedise in terms of like widening that net and see amanye ama-players angithola because I think uDuduzo since iqalile isizini is the one player who has been consistent.
Outstanding,
outstanding. Well, that's why even on the last game against the Pirates, it became exposed to Makareng. It's just that like quality guy we were going to finish those chances. But I was able to but not go Pirates game. On all the games that he played this season, I think he is one of the outstanding players. And then secondly, I would go for Van Rooyen, the Stellenbosch captain.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
That guy on the right back position, I think
I think angamdebutize uMdau bano Mureng. It can be the third best choice go Bafana right back here. Yeah, I think those are the two. Oh, the other one, it's angazi ukuthi team yethu yazi yamayekela kanjani. Kwasala bomakhopa nabomaru. Kwasala nabanye ngibabize ngamagama. There's this guy who cheaper man, Ronaldo Marman.
Mm.
He always comes in as a striker. This guy, I think he was a Pirates player, but since Bamtenga, he's also coming all right there. Good cheap. I've seen him. That's why I later get busy, but I've seen him. Yeah, he's been getting there. He's one of the also players that makes cheaper United to tick up front in there. Yeah, I think he's my player. Yeah, in our bala for me. Ngoba imasipala kunomathu amakhulu engathi abanye abantu bayakwada so ngcono siyekele ivale mfana siqhatha nabantu.
Theo, ufaka bani?
Okay, I know very lanagi bangithukayo, but it's fine. For me, based on his, that's the thing. Let me first justify why I'm saying.
Oh,
I
I
choose
don't
him.
have to justify some Gibbs now.
I don't like him, guys. I don't like the player, but I kind of see why the coach wants to play him. Also, I kind of see why, even though he's not doing his job, but you see, he's trying his very best. I know we all don't like him. I promise you. The minute I mention the name, everyone's going like, oh yeah. I'm in Mahopa, guys.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else. Yeah, I thought you were going somewhere else with it.
Yeah. I know how to protect my home. For me, I would say Mahopa, guys. Mahopa, he's not been what we expected, but based on his previous performances, playing at Pirates, guys, the level, the way he's moving, even Bafana, for him to be called Bafana, I think there are certain things that we're not seeing or that we're not aware of that the coaches are seeing in him. Even right now, I promise you he's going to be a star to go AFCON. That's a fact.
But
If
if I may ask-
Balandi,
If I may ask though,
Yeah.
can you tell me the role of Umakopa? Because I think I've seen and I've been around for some time. I know that different kinds of
Yeah.
strikers. Stuart
Yeah.
Baxter introduced what we call a defensive striker in Qatar. So what role does Umakopa play though? Because I still don't get it. I think Vidi can even
Placeholder,
answer.
striking placeholder.
It
Can be him, it can be Lipasa, it doesn't matter. They both,
a placeholder.
they don't have to do much there.
Just to make the team complete.
No, guys, I disagreed there for some time, and I don't know why. I think it was a glitch on my side. For me, when an agent, I think, when a player is being played in the wrong position, but is trying his very best, I think he's one of those players, Umahopa, because Umahopa, for me, is a target man. You bring in the crosses who will bury those chances. You bring the ball, just like Matepins and Shaluli, the Sundowns, he will bury them. But the thing is, Pirates, he wants him to play in a very different dimension because they want him to run around and they want him to bring in crosses and not for Ubani because he's supposed to be the one inside, but Fagele and Ama crosses. You go to Bafana, you watch how he was playing. If Pesitao, guys, is on form, if Ubani Uhlongwane is on form, they can make Umahopa to be a dangerous striker. You understand? He has the body, he has the pace, and he has the strength to even shy. But I think I'm supporting players work. They are not playing to his strengths. Hence, that's why Gubangata Simbono Wenzan.
Marakare, you're giving him points for potential, man. It sounds like you're giving him points for potential.
Play him to his strengths. Then you will see.
It's
Okay,
now.
Wait. Okay, Mr. Otsi, do you think Ushalulile, if he stays in the box, but bringing him crosses, do you think he will be deadly? Just crosses in the head.
That's not what my thing is.
You see,
I want to play the what if game. From what we saw halfway through the season, we know Mahopa. If he's played out of position, maybe something we saw. Tambugela,
I almost agreed with you, until Opota. So
Shalulile Sundowns.
Sanse Pesitao and other people make him shine. Because you tell yena if hopadile he can create chances on his own. Wa shiana wa dribula. So motho ke motho moholo a na leng ID and wa hola. So santse a mele rena re ka mfa di bolo. And it's a compare base.
But there are Kumu. Guys, Yima Kumu. Wait. Guys, we have grown a tendency to be, we have grown a tendency to be hard on our own players. Let me make an example on Nokovic. Nokovic, if you remember what he was doing at Chiefs, guys, Nokovic was a finisher. The only goal he scored out of the box is when we were playing, I don't know whether it was Mazuru, the one that he took a shot taken and then he scored. If you watch most of his game, it was inside the box. I'm saying to you, Guti Umakhopa, he's not that much. He's the best of the best. But what I'm saying is at the moment, when you look at him from Ibaroka FC to what he's doing right now, you will see improvement because you look at Ulipasa, guys. I was disappointed with Lipasa. I wanted to list him as the most disappointing player for me because you look at what Lipasa did at season and then now, Lipasa now is dead. He's like Ubiela back to format. It's like he was formatted and then he went back to straight one to what he was doing last
Default
season.
settings.
But what I'm saying is Umakhopa at the moment at Pirates, he's doing the business. He's scoring goals. He's creating chances. Just
Theo.
thinking, Uti.
Theo.
Yes.
Theo, can I ask you one question? Just one question, my brother, and then I'll agree with you if you answered correctly. Which team do you
Okay.
support? Which team do you support?
I'm supporting Chiefs.
Okay, that's fine. Let's leave it there. It's okay.
Look, all I'm saying is that you see Ribeiro, when we say he's surprising, it's not because potentially or that he plays the Pirates. It's because he came in and he scored goals. It's like how we were shocked. I am more surprised that Mahupa starting than I am of him as
But
a player.
wait, guys, wait. OT, you check Umakhopa, okay, I know, Belevazolu Kumuvano agent, it's fine, but I'm asking you now, do you think if you take Umakhopa, Umbeagu Sundowns, look at how Sundowns is playing, Witabo Masego, do you think he's going to score less than 10 goals in a season?
I think what's happening is that. I think what's happening is that.
Okay.
For me, I don't wanna. I wanna see what has been done. You get what I mean? So Ribeiro with the team that he's in has done what he's done. Nkosinatisbia with the team that he's in, they were number one at some point. He was one of the best players in the league, right? I want to go with that. When you start going to more if, then it becomes a different convo.
Okay,
But-
but
but-
guys, did you
but-
think he was going to start
answer
every
you-
game for the Pirates?
But
Did you guys think he was going? The reason Nangiti said the most surprising play. Did you guys think he was going to start every game in Pirates? Mahop.
If it wasn't for
Yeah, he's
Lepasa's
supposed to.
injury,
Like,
if it
he's
wasn't for
Barcelona
Lepasa's
fan.
injury, don't forget Lepasa had five goals in the first 3 games they played, and then he got injured or something like that.
But Gafana now
Mara
corner,
Theo.
but he's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's
Theo,
why I'm count.
Utiki Hanang. See, Utiki Hanang.
Eh,
Brawag. See, Utiki Hanang. Kayu kapenta ne? And in some aspect, there's some validity to Muding. But the thing is, like, how could you say, Hore, if Shalulile Nasuko Sundowns was gonna score so many goals Airango team because of Sundowns supply? I get Shalulile automatically like he picked off way left from Aloko Highlands Park. And to make your other point there happy, Remutere Makhopa Miyago Sundowns team, aka Bafana Bafana, as before and Nakomu happy. So what's one and so the man.
And Banta side you. But if Charlotte doesn't score you a goal, right? If he doesn't score you a goal,
Yeah.
you know what Charlotte will give you. You know,
Will give
he'll
you
give you hard
great,
work.
I
He will
get
give you everything. You know, but like what you were saying, that one is just a placeholder, man. He's just that guy. You pick the starting 10 and then you add him on top.
And it's also not to say,
evidence must come to
that the
Chiefs,
player is
you'll
not
see him
good.
shine.
It's also not to say that the player is not good. Sometimes
Evidence
some
must come
things.
to
When we do
Chiefs.
Some things you can't some things you can't control, guys. Some things you can't control. Some things you're in a bad team or your coach changes tactics, you can't control. That's why I don't want to put all those things in. I just want to look at the people who actually performed. Gucci, hey, lababanye.
For the mere fact you go to see you took took about 3 minutes to 4 minutes explaining ukuthi Makubo wenzani. It tells you ukuthi hayi. So,
Lijikelani.
eh,
Finish the call. And still, let's explain.
So I was just saying that it took you so many minutes to explain what Makubo was already the warning signs were there for a good time.
Okay. Let's get into the next one. Let's get into the next one. Possibly the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I don't want to do best because best and worst are the obvious. Who is the most improved coach or / the most surprising coach from this year in your guys' eyes?
Mr. Mukwena, your cousin or your brother or your uncle, he's the most improved for me.
Or your sister.
Ntate Mukwena. From Pirates, yeah. I remember when they used to chase him, but yeah, I'll fix it, and then wafika kuSundowns, wapolisha maputsa tapito, you know, I tell you pizza man, all of a sudden, boom, 2022, 2023, the best season ever for the guy. I mean, for me, he's the best.
Muchizi, Muchizi, this is the members show, so that's why I'm not necessarily reading the comments. These guys are the guys that contribute on the show via memberships, so that's why. Any other day, comments are important. Go on.
Yeah, for me, I mean, Mr. Rulani, guys. Mr. Rulani, he deserves. I take off my head already, but I still wanna see more of him. There is a lot of room of improvement. There are so many things that he still needs to learn and understand and do well. Hello, bye. So yeah, besides that, and another. Okay, I would say another coach that I can list. Kevin Hunt, guys, man. I know most people don't wanna, but I would say Kevin Hunt, like, you know, with the team that he has assembled. I mean, I think I didn't expect him to do what he's doing now, but I think he's doing it. Let Manga make excuses, he will go far.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, what I'm gonna say is
No.
obviously the best is Rulani, obviously, but the surprising coach for me is the conjoined twins of Omaguti and Kano. After they were separated, but when they were conjoined, they were the best. They were surprising for me. Yeah.
Kumbo.
I mean, like,
Yes.
if you're gonna be true, no, they said the Baraki most improved, the best. So I'm gonna keep. Steve Barker. I get you already gave him the award, their best improved club. So it's only natural to give him the best coach, improved coach as well.
But guys, can I ask though, Mr. Otsine?
Yeah.
Are we not expecting these guys like Abuke? Like, let me say, these guys who have been long in the PSL, are we not expecting them Vele to improve?
That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah, are we not expecting them? That's my question in another light. Okay, I hear you, the most improved, but are we not expecting that Vele? For me, I would say, and I still say, think like guys, from where he Cape Town City was, I still say there's a lot that I would say for him is actually disproving instead of improving. You understand? I mean, in the sense that of understanding a league, like, you know, there's like I will make an example of Klopp, guys. You know, the last season in Liverpool, I was so pissed the way Liverpool was playing, but not once have I ever blamed him. You understand? But the minute you start now having to look at the coach in the team, then that shows you, no man, there's a problem deeper than just the team its own. So I would say for me, yeah, but I expected him to improve rather. But this is I would see, yeah, my South African coaches, but coach umsebenzi angithi kuphela.
I want to throw in Usiema. Can I throw in Usiema, even though he's been jumping around? Can I throw in Usiema? Because what he was doing with the Polokwane City in the beginning of the season. Now goes Kukune. He's at Kukune now.
Listen.
Sikukune Polokwane City, which one?
He was Polokwane City and then Kukune.
Yeah. Then
The
speak
frog.
now.
Yabona mawubhekela ikini lama team obalile woyi-2 akasiyema number 11 no-12. Ivale
Aye, not for that,
Ivale.
guys. When he was at
Ivale.
Polokwane was top 5 when he was at Polokwane.
No, bese ngisho nje ukuthi ivale mfana uqhatha kancane.
Aye, guys, ningamthatheli.
No, but
Yeah,
on
mina
my side,
yabona
on my side, I will go for the best one. Well, is not negotiable, Urulane, but not based on the Sundowns. Win and none based of the way you see this team has been coached. You look at the way it is playing. And the switch that they can make 3 to 4 switches in a game. You can see when the team is being coached, when the coach is doing something. Hayi umuntu ozohlala ubona i-team noma iyafathuza kodwa ubhiso lokuhleli against the next. So Urulane has proven that he can come
So,
with
so very it makes sense. Especially about Sundowns. I didn't know very makes sense about Sundowns. That was like, please check on Bailey. Is he okay? Are you not leaving us?
no,
There's
but
very be careful of the snake, please. Be
No,
careful.
December is very nice, guys. Over in December, anything is possible.
yeah, but that's the truth because team is Sundowns. You can see each and every game. You can see what this game has been planned for. The type of the players that are going to be used when in the starting lineup and on the bench, the substitution. When the substitution happened, you can see okay, this substitution is planned. HIC, I think the Sundowns is well coached. And sometimes, man, you can see when they show this television show about now. When they speak about room, when they talk with the players, the change room, or even when they prepare Akuluma with the technical team only, not with the players. You can see what these guys know history in terms of like planning for each and because I'm a game of fun. So it's not down to the team which come with different strategy for any different team. Maybe with a team where would I play or not, I'm bored Wednesday along. Because surely they should have picked that up if they were planning now for you. But so far, and sometimes he's also able to counter the planning if you can see. And I like about him is quick even to make substitution. Sometimes I merely 60 minutes.
I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna carry on fighting for the smaller coaches.
And the improved develop. I will go for Steve Parker, guys. I will go for Steve Parker.
Pound for pound.
Hey. Yes, for pound.
Since you're so interested in putting pound for pound, maybe you should add another award, PRO of the season so far. I think they will fit nicely.
Most entertaining. I'm gonna say most entertaining. But I'm being real. And the reason why I'm being real, again, Chipa was last year a relegation candidate. He came out, and when he played versus certain teams,
every season.
they're number 9, guys. They're number 9.
Don't worry.
No, but I get it. We're doing it for now. They're number 9.
They will go where they belong. Don't worry.
Aye, guys. No, but I get it. That's what I'm saying. Up to this point, I get it's a mid-season award. Up to this point, what did you guys expect from Umogen? Let's be honest. Did you expect anything from Umogen when they announced him?
I mean, I did, Mr. Otsi.
Top 2 points ahead of Sundowns for the big club that he was giving us.
I expected the Mourinho kind of mindset, so I did expect something from him. But
From his CEO to come to coach, you're expecting him to be Mourinho. Theo. Theo.
I mean Mourinho with his mouth. Mourinho with his mouth.
If I say what an OT, go sharp, man, go sharp, flat, go sharp, and we meet, and you knock me out. Just because I let one slap doesn't mean anything.
No, okay. Look at it like this. Ralwana, we're in a fight, and I go. Kitoko Sharpa, and I try put hands on you. And we scuffle for a bit and you knock me out great. What do you mean? Is that not different to the other coaches that go there? And they just go, here, right here, guys. I'm opening it up for you. Let me put my hands behind my back. Let me put my face right there. Right. Should I move it up a little bit?
Brian, please. I'm afraid of just one slide, please.
Yeah.
No,
Aye.
but, Mr. OT, if you can look Morgan Mamela, I don't know. At least his trick worked on you. He managed to convince you because he bring on this thing when he plays against the big team
Entertainment.
only. You have to look at him with the so-called small team and see.
Oh, number 9.
No, I'm
Oh,
just saying. No.
he's above a former Real Madrid assistant coach.
No, Pella, wait.
He's above. He's above John Maduka. He's above Gaetano Tiembo. He's above. Okay, Bartlett. I'm not gonna count
Yo, that
Bartlett.
one.
Title
But
winning
that one.
drop.
Yo, that one.
Title, yes, title winning Midendo.
No. But you look.
The one who's sinking teams. You went to Germany, sink a team, they fired.
You know what? And he's not safe, Morgan. Because once he can lose 2 games, he's gone. You know.
Yeah.
Up to this point, guys.
Then
Minankula up
Clyde
to
is
this
on the
point.
door.
Winner 4.
Then Clyde is waiting.
You can get on fire because they were relegated. Morgan is number 9.
Uzobuya.
Ah!
Uzobuya.
You guys, okay. Can I ask a different question? This one is gonna be fun. Up to this point in the season, who have been the worst coaches or the worst coach? Up to this point in the season.
Yeah.
Okay, this one.
All Chiefs coaches.
Guys, don't.
Assistant coach, whatever. Not anything at Chiefs is the worst.
Simple, no.
Please say the name. Say don't go me ando. Say don't go me ando. Say Samoa Omo ing Omo.
Here's okay. I've got Mulifinseki up there. I've got Sean Bartlett. Sean Bartlett Hashem. As much as he's a legend and all of that, Sean Bartlett has to be named. I've got Ubani UTS Galaxy UEFA A. Got the Barcelona UEFA A. He's number 14 right now. Morgan is above him. But anyway. So those are my 3. Who else are we adding?
Akakhona ukusayina.
Mara bamthengela imoto and he was fine. Bekasmile.
I have a question though. I have a question as well. Like, why did Sikukune get rid of Uban Truta, guys? Like, based on the like in his stats and stuff. Because I've been checking. I mean, there's not been any improvements even after he left. But while he was there, they were at least competing. Like, I don't know why did they get rid of him. Utruta. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying. It's okay if you put those coaches. I wanna put him there, but I'm like he's no longer in the PSL, so it's a waste of a vote actually.
Truta is a frog coach like Middendorf.
Team to team. Okay, what about let's talk about guys like Steve Compella. How do we feel about Steve? Because the hype that we had about Steve Compella, is he living up to it? Can we say he's a little bit disappointing? What do we say?
For me, based on his stats, since I figured Swallows, guys, I don't wanna lie to you. Steve Compella, OT. I remember someone once mentioned OT, South African coaches are stubborn for no reason. If he stopped being stubborn in the past 3-4 games, I promise you, Swallows will be competing like number 2 or 3. But he's because of his stubbornness, no, you're starting a new system. That's why he's losing. If he can change that thing of playing from the back, just accept and say, I will do that good preseason because I know I'm gonna be here anyways. Let me just collect points. I promise you, Steve Compella would have been one of the most improved coaches so far. If he would not be stubborn.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Okay, so let me say this, Bravilli, right? Think about this. That Coach Steve, for whatever you guys may say about it, it's fine, cool. But he's 2 points away from Chiefs.
Don't use Chiefs as the bar. Don't use Chiefs.
5 points.
Agent, Chiefs should be
Let me go to
relegation. Don't
Soweto. No,
mention Chiefs.
I think I will talk about Soweto because once we go outside Soweto, it's
Use
a different
Pirates.
game.
Use them as Ambani Pirates,
right?
it's fine.
Let's use Pirates. The on
Yeah.
is what?
Makopa FC.
How many points behind Pirates? Let's see.
14.
Yeah, 8 points.
Pirates na 25.
14.
No, 14. No, man. Can't
It's
be.
14.
Can't be 14.
No, I'm kidding. That was last year. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
can't be 14.
I was looking at the
man.
wrong log. Sorry.
Aye.
7
Yes,
points.
It's 8 points. Is it 7 or 8?
Yeah, seven.
Oh, no,
Seven.
yeah,
7
points. 7 points with a game in hand. And obviously we know the team's games in hand doesn't mean anything to them, but it's fine. 7 points. The win is 4 points. So can we say, is it really a failure? Because for me, you know when you get Steve, you get stability. You are sure of top 8. So for me, I think he's just doing what Steve does.
But
Stability.
then
He's
can
stabilizing.
you say? But then can you
And-
make the argument? Can you make the argument that Swallows finished 8th last year? They're 8th right now. Surely,
Yes, and-
Kana, who's the other coach, the
and-
assistant coach? Surely you could have just continued.
Yeah, that guy.
No,
I remember.
guys.
But
Oh, OT.
but remember, one last point. I want to say. Can I say one last point before I leave? My last point is, remember, this is a Swallows team which is not paying players. Players have to be begged to come to play.
That's not new. That's
No,
not new, man.
no.
They don't train for 10
That's
days.
not new. The rest of you know Chipa's gonna come out with that rumor. We know that Richard
No.
Bay one day is gonna
It's
tell
not a rumor.
guys.
Imagine begging players.
Hey, guys,
and you want
agent
to play
standing
combination
for
football.
players. Ish. There's an agent.
No, but Mr. OT, Kulena, I mean, I have to agree, no agent. I think we are being hard with Steve. It's his first season now, yeah? And then we look at the type of situation and the conditions are facing when Abu Swallows. And yes, as I said, they have one game in hand, of which it can be or cannot be a point, ne? But yeah, so far is doing great things. The only thing that if we take a supply show, we see you, he has just been stubborn in the past 4 games for no reason. And I've heard this topic. You go to you have to try a new system, the modern football. You have to do this. If you are trying new things, who said the only new thing that's available is to start at the back?
Yeah.
Who said the rule? Who said that? Because you can do new things, but not the way
Really?
Sundowns is doing. Because that one, it doesn't work for you. And the sooner you accept it, the better.
Now I see your guys' maths. I see your guys' maths. But also,
Yeah.
Kukure is on 17 points 11. Polokwane Raleigh, they're all on 17
And I
points.
Which
means-
means to Bailey.
Ah,
On top
which
of
means
that,
that
you
they're
can't-
1 point ahead. Only 1 point ahead of Akaribona Pirates up top. Swallows.
But guys, this is a joke, guys. Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm
From
saying. I agree
13
with
to,
you.
from 13 to 6. It's
They're
only
here.
just how many 6 points? What?
From 13
3
to
points
1.
difference.
Yeah. Oh,
3
yeah.
point. Angeke. From 13 to 6 points, it's only just 3 points. Yo.
Guys.
The league is tight, Theo. I told you the league is tight, eh?
Now I feel
Wherever
like
my-
The league is tied.
now I feel like
You guys have a space for a fan there. I got
Ah.
to greater man. Angeke.
I feel like we're being kind to some coaches and unkind to other coaches because I say pound for pound is drawn points with Swallows right now. Even though Swallows can go 3 points ahead. Amazulu has a guy that comes from Spain. What Getafe. He's also throwing Swallows, but we're not saying that he's doing good with what he has. Yes, Kukune is 1 point behind Swallows. Polokwane is 1 point. Raleigh with John Maduka doing so badly this season, quote unquote, is 1 point behind Swallows. Guys, are we not making one case for Steve, but then the rest of the coaches? Guys.
Or we can say the same thing about you guys. Maybe you guys should just face. I keep saying that Chiefs fans don't be like our African parents, man. Go to counseling, eh? Go see counselor, psychologist and stuff, eh?
We
'Cause you
hired
need
one.
help,
It's not
eh?
working. Chiefs hired one. It's not working.
No, for the fans, eh? For the fans,
He's
eh?
drinking.
For the
That
fans,
one is
not for the
drinking
players,
with
for the
Kune,
fans.
allegedly.
Because-
Allegedly, that psychologist is drinking with Kune, so we have no comments on that one.
No, but for the fans, because you guys are too violent with Zabalaza, with everything. And I feel like when you talk about Steve, you guys do what you call post-traumatic stress, eh? You guys have that, Steve.
Me, I'm just stating
Can't
facts.
forget that 3 years.
Because
legend.
you
Aye.
are the same person who was applauding Mr. Pound for Pound and wanted to
Yes.
make him the best coach. And you can do the same for Steve.
Hey,
The
no.
same Steve who
Ah,
is his
Steve,
first
aye.
season in Solos, and this players have been paid, his players don't train. It's like me and you who can just come on Saturday and say, Majita, let's play. So
But that's why I said the reason why I'm asking is because you guys went. I get you guys said he's only 7 points away from Pirates. That's what the argument was. I'm saying he's 1 point, he's 2 points away from Royal AM. Well, 1 point currently away from Royal AM.
Yo.
So if he's closer to Royal AM than he is to Pirates, why for Steve are we using the argument that he's doing so well and is close to Pirates? Shouldn't we be saying the same thing about John Maduka? Because now there's rumors of a sale. There was the Sinkimnisi thing that happened. There were so many things that happened at Royal AM, but he's 1 point away from Steve Kompela, for example. And my
how long
only,
has John Vulgi been there?
Huh?
How long has he been there?
I think for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
For a very long time.
Yeah, John.
But he's had problems. He was fired. Remember, he was
Then-
gone for 8 months.
Find another coach to compare him. Eh? Amazon
Okay,
coach. Let's
we
talk
can
about
go
the coach.
up one. We can go up one. Polokwane City.
Yes.
They had problems with Duncan Lichisa. Siema has just left right now. They haven't been doing well. They're going up and down. Are we going to give, I don't know who the Polokwane City coach is. I'm forgetting his name. Are we going to give
They don't
him
have a coach.
credit?
They
Are we
don't
going to
have a
give
coach.
that guy
Yeah,
credit
The point,
automatically?
I'm going to give credit to the guy you wanted to give credit to.
Who? What do you mean?
That where's that guy? That guy, man. What was his name? Why am I forgetting his name? The one who went to another team,
Oh, Siema.
Siema.
Sema. Wasn't not the point of Sema those, or I'm confusing him with
But you
someone.
didn't want to give me, you guys didn't want to
yeah,
give me
yeah,
credit
yeah.
when I said when
Because-
Siema was
because
there
he
in
jumped
top
in.
5.
Because he jumped sheep.
Yeah, but he was
was
top
very- he was
5.
But
Pushing
okay,
it,
fine. Let's
And then
say
he's gone to Kukune, which is in Tetas, Nabo. And you guys said they are but
Actually, you
11.
went to the.
okay, fine. Let's say we are biased, sharp. And you biased. Right? Because the things that you want to credit for other coaches, you want to credit for Steve.
No,
That's what I'm saying. You
I
guys
wasn't
are
going to bring
suffering from
Steve into
stress.
this. I wasn't going to bring Steve. I was responding to your guys' argument. I get you guys said, he's only 7 points away from Pirates. Well, technically, pound for pound is also 7 points. But the argument was different. So I just wanted to say, are we not making different arguments for different people when we're saying
Let's
this
reverse the
thing?
question. Can we reverse the question for you? No, I'm saying, can we reverse the question
Yeah,
for
you can.
Because,
You can.
yes, let's reverse it because you guys brought Steve out of nowhere. Steve was there drinking, not drinking, but still next to a cooler box with a former Sundowns player there, Lexi, and while waiting for players to turn for training. If they don't, they knock off at 4 and go back home. So don't bring Steve into this, please.
No, let's bring him in. Because again, with the Steve argument, the guy on the bench, Musa Nyatama, had them at 8th place last season. Steve has them at 8th place this season.
No, but he was doing well, OT.
Pound for but this
No,
is
he
what I'm
was
saying.
doing well, guys.
Pound for pound took a team that was 14th, now they're 9th, right? So my argument for Steve is, are we not making a nice argument for Steve when technically Musa Nyatama could have done the exact same job that he's doing now?
No. I think for me, it was still the right. Let's talk about solos. It was the right move to go for Steve if he was available, right? Because
Why?
for me,
What was the expectation?
I'm going there. Don't fight. Don't fight. Eh?
I'm not fighting.
I don't zabalaza like Soweto Soweto fans. So,
Uh,
so my thinking is, right, and I think it goes back to maybe the space argument that sometimes when something is working, sometimes you have to change it before it gets worse, you know, because what guarantee do we have that yes, he went on a good run, Onyatama? What about a full season now? You know, and remember PSL coaches, as much as we criticize them, they're very smart. They figured out to say, if they can figure out to say, who says they can't figure out Nyatama? You know? So for me, it was a case of let's be on the safe side. Let's not wait. The mistake that Spurs made was let's wait for Bartlett. Maybe he's going to be able to compete with
but
the big
Spurs
boys.
is a
He
different
couldn't.
situation, though.
No, I'm trying to make the point that sometimes when there is an opportunity to improve on what you have, take it.
But have
Don't
you
wait for
improved?
it to
That's
go
my
worse.
point. Up to this point,
That's
if
the
I can
thing,
still
though.
say that you are doing the same thing that Nyatama was doing, have we improved? That's why I'm saying that it's a different situation with Bartlett because
But
Bartlett promoted
it was-
them and then they
it's a
got
case
into
of-
the league and they have
It's
a
a
guy who
case-
finished 8th. He finished top
It's a
8.
case. It's a case that if they had changed or Bartlett, you guys were gonna say, wasn't Bartlett gonna do better, or was Bartlett gonna be on? 60
I hear you, but if Bartlett had
Yes.
finished 8th
Aye,
with
guys,
Cape Town
aye.
Spurs in a full season,
That Bartlett
and
one
then
was
at the
good,
end
yeah.
of the season they go, we're changing Bartlett, I would probably go, I don't understand why you're doing it. That's
Yes.
the case at Swallows. That I get it. If Steve is meant to be an improvement on Nyatama finished 8th. Swallows is currently 8th, right? For example, and I know it's unfair because it's halfway through the season. Can I not then say that Gate, you have not improved? You get what I mean? So then I can look at Steve and say, the guy who's sitting next to you did what you're doing last season. That's improved.
Okay, wait,
How
wait,
about pound
Mr.
for
Oti.
pound come from
Mr. Oti.
14 to 9?
Mr. Oti, wait. Unyatama didn't start the season last year.
Oh, it is, okay. You
Didn't
finished
start.
the season 8th.
No, but it's the same as the other coach from the mountain
Yeah,
of
he came
Molotov,
in late.
who gave false hope Nigel Unyatama, and then they gave him a full-time job, and then he has done something. Unyatama only, I think, coached maybe 6 or 7 games there. Already
Which they won.
Which they won. They won. Even better.
No, wait.
Listen,
Wait.
this is my point that Vele is speaking, guys. Listen to me.
Already we're in the middle of the season. That's got great. And already Steve has achieved already what Unyatama has achieved. So we cannot compare and I. He has already done that.
He's
That's
kept
not,
it stable.
But
He's
no,
right
no,
where
I'm-
Nyatama finished.
Amagame.
no, but sekafikile lapho on the level njengoba ngithi anginamo ne-point ukuthi when you're comparing with nomntu with the guy sitting next to him. He has reached that thing and the futhi uyiphasile. So now we are waiting for season to end so that we can judge him fairly. But
That's why
what are we,
sure.
but what are we saying now? Steve, we're giving him a benefit of the doubt now, taking into consideration with his down, Swallows. We know his situation in terms of financially, and he's a new coach who just come into to a new team this season. And remember, they've got most of the new players there, and some of them are, besides those ones that we know, most of them but they're like unknown players. So that's why we are giving him that benefit of the doubt. No, we are being too harsh on Steve. I think so far he's not bad or he hasn't been wow, but he's in a good position here.
Do you
That's
give
what-
Utajimpi the same thing? Utajimpi, he's 1 point behind him. Amazon.
Ukichimbi, yes, Ukichimbi, I do give him like the same thing, coach, up until as a coach, a first team coach, Beyanga, was coaching in Tanzania before he come this side. And also, we give him the same thing because also he's a foreigner. He's not familiar.
But we
with-
haven't said that for Utajimpi. That's why I was saying, Guti, it
You
feels as
haven't
though.
brought him up.
No,
But
no,
that's
sorry.
what I am. That's what I'm saying. I'm also giving Ukichimbi the same level, the same opportunity and the same level that I give to Ukompet.
And that's what I said to Agent. Guti, the argument you were making, no, listen, the argument you were making for Steve was that Steve is 7 points away. Then I said, now Morgan Mamila, check, now Morgan Mamila, right? He's also, this is the first time he's outside of the times last season where even he brought up the points that he won for Ichipa last season. But anyway, he's now done that. When I brought him up, you weren't saying that for Morgan, you weren't saying
I
that for the
brought-
coaches below him. So, and I even said,
The thing is,
Yeah.
I brought that up because you guys were attacking Steve. You guys were making it seem like he's this horrible coach who is doing a horrible job, you know?
Because you
My
made
point was-
Morgan, you guys
Okay,
said
guys,
Morgan
wait.
was so bad, but they've got the same points. Was my point? You know? Why
we
is
didn't
it
say-
that
we didn't say
Morgan is
We
bad?
didn't say Morgan is bad.
Oh,
we didn't say Morgan is
guys.
bad.
We-
We,
we-
said
Guys,
most
wait.
improved can
Mina,
be Morgan. Okay.
But to go to that point, Nyatama guys, no Steve. Who Steve have a preseason? Nyatama train have a preseason. Who Steve had to acquire my player for which is about Charlie. Lona, he didn't do that. He got those players there, Nyatama. So I'm not saying Utu Steve has not improved, but what I'm saying is there is a big possibility that Unyatam would have finished further than Steve, or he would have improved than what Steve is doing, simply because Unyatama, you look at the players that he had, you look at the timing that he had, Magafia Oxalos, and it was crunch time. He had to fight to save them. You understand? Steve, that's why he's starting on the fresh. That's why he's gambling, actually, putting in simple terms. Steve went to Betway and said, guys, I will give you 4 games in a row. Mama lost in our. And that's what he's doing. That's why now he's still gambling. He's not. He doesn't have any pressure. Let him
Over 2.5.
Over 2.5.
but this is the
No,
point
and I'm
I
not
think
saying
of
he's
it.
bad. And also,
Yes.
agent,
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Can I
I'm
say
not
this?
saying he's bad. I'm saying that why is it that when we're speaking about certain coaches, and I think it comes from us, the expectation of what Steve was going to do at Sundowns was that he's coming from Sundowns. We are improving. We are going further than what Unyatama could have
We
done.
expected a lot.
Yeah, you expected a huge
Okay,
improvement.
Can I say this?
And I'm
Can I
like,
say this?
and
Can I
my
say
whole
this?
point is that we're being
I
unfair
say
to all
this?
of them, including Steve.
The thing is, the problem that brought some of these arguments was not that we are saying Steve is doing a good job or anything. He's still doing an average job for me, you know. But I just wanted to say that he's not doing as bad as he as you guys are making it to be, you know.
I said disappointing. I didn't say worst. Remember what the category was.
Yes. But to Theo's point, the thing is, maybe that's why it is extremely sunny today. Me and Velila are drinking too much today. but
Shot the lightning. The only thing left is lightning. Now.
lightning on the during sunny day, eh? I would be surprised.
That is.
But to the point that I wanted to make is, right, we have seen this movie before. Sometimes we only say PSL teams don't learn, you know. We must learn, guys. We must learn. It's important to learn. What did we learn? I can start with abroad. Abroad, we saw a coach winning 16 out of 16. All of us United fans were like, give that guy a contract. And then after he got the full season, like, hey, not this one. This one is a mistake, eh? And coming back here, there was a coach who was pretending and making things seem like other coaches are not doing enough. What? He can do better, you know? And we went on a decent run. And you guys were like, let's give him all the control and be the coach. He didn't last, you know? So for me, we have to look at things and say, sure, you did a good job. You know, can you do it over a whole season? Because at the end of the season, players are fighting for their lives. It's easy to motivate. But can you do it the whole season?
But have you not earned it, agent?
No,
That's my
the
thing.
That's the
If
thing.
Ten Hag won 16 games, if you fired him, everybody would have been like, oh, but he won 16 games. Shouldn't he get the chance?
The thing is,
Whether he fails or not.
the common denominator there is yes, the common denominator there is these are former players who get in and do a good job. But when we give them the whole season, you realize that these guys are out of that depth. You know,
But that's unfair because you don't know it with this particular one. He's
thing
done the
is,
job.
it
That's all you
goes-
know.
It goes to even those did the job before, and it goes back to the Spurs analogy that are you gonna wait for it because you've seen it happen? Like, here's the thing about data, guys. Data, you use past data to make projections about future data,
Yes.
right? So the current data is former players. You give them a short period of time, they do well, they excel. You give them a full season, they fail. So as a Leonard at a CEO, are you gonna take that risk?
I'm going to look at the results that I've seen because the data we have is that Agent won 7 games at the end of the season. So he's
Yes.
won 7 games. When we look at it on the stats, you are 7-0. You get what I mean?
Yes,
For
and
example. And then when it comes to giving you the job, I would feel comfortable with going, you know what? I brought you in rushed. Come inside. You came in, you did well. Then I gave you the job. If you fail, you fail. But you've proven something. Then we've gone, and my argument now is, now we've gone and said we're improving. Okay, fine. We've hired Steve. And now we are halfway through the season and we're seeing that his results are wishy-washy. So I'm saying that, are we not then, I don't know, glorifying Steve because of where he came from? So it's like between me hiring Coach Pizzo or me hiring a well-known European coach that's average, right? Europe is saying, no, we'd much rather take the chance with the average European coach than this guy that has done something. You get what I mean?
Yes, my thing is, right? You, like I said, you don't want to throw such kind of, you see there's potential. There's potential here with Nyatama, you know? And you see that with past coaches, we had similar things, similar runs, similar everything. They didn't do well. So for me, as a CEO, I would have said, I'm not going to throw you in the deep end. I'm going to bring in someone who's going to take care of the things and you learn from him, you know?
Mario was swimming in the deep end, agent. He was swimming. He won in the deep end.
We're not getting the point that even Ologana Sosha came in and did well, even Ozwan, because now you must stick out names. Even Ozwan with the short games he has given, he did well. What happened in the first season?
He finished 5th. It was still a stretch to fire him.
No. No. What
We've
happened?
had this conversation. No, I thought it was a very bad situation, but yeah.
I meant Zwani. So you don't agree with Chief firing Zwani?
No, not if, okay, let me explain it like this. You only fire Zwane if you're bringing in Nabi. I still wouldn't have done the Nabi move. I would have given Zwane a second season because he finished 5th. And then you go, you know what, my guy, you finished better than the other coaches that have come before you to a degree. Now, let me give you a chance. Now, this year, you finished 5th. Let's go another year and let's see what happens. Finish 4th, finish 3rd, do whatever, build whatever you're building. Now, it would be a different situation if Zwane finished 10th. I'd be like, fire him. Like, fire him, please. Please fire him now.
On that OT, on that point, just that point, isolated, don't you think now you were going to do what the Mutaungs did, you know? Because you guys tried this experiment with Okosh Kompela. You guys are not decisive enough with Okompela, you know? So I think for me it was still a good move that, okay, Zwane, we see you, we see what you're doing. It looks like you're out of your depth. Let's bring in someone
who's even more out of the depth, who's never coached in this league.
Listen, you're saying bring in someone who is better, you know, a Nabi or whoever, you know, looking at whatever you're looking at. Still, is what Swallows did. They brought in someone better. Isn't there someone better?
Zwane took over the season before. Remember, Zwane was in charge for many games the season before, and they rewarded him with his full season because they were like, okay, fine, we've already tried you. Here, you did well. He's the one who steered the ship for the end of the league. And they were like, okay, we're giving you a year, right? In that year, he finished 5th. And I'm like, okay, when you look at the different things, I would probably have extended him or bring in somebody who's better. So Nyatama took over for half of the last 7 games or whatever. He took over, did very well. I would go, okay, Nyatama, let's try you. Come in. We're going to try you for the season. See what happens. Then, if after that season it's lit, Steve, Mazish.
I'm just saying that, let's forget about this season. Let's put Zwane here, not Zwane, but Nyatama here and Kompela here. Who are you going to say is a better coach? Take away this season. Let's take away this season.
On experience, Kompela, but he also hasn't been a first-team coach at a club of my standing for a while. And I've got somebody who did well at my club with my standing.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You're answering your own questions.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying, though? I'm saying Steve is the better coach, but Steve has not coached a team that is outside of Sundowns for a good 5 years now. and I have somebody who has coached my team as it is right now and done very well. Now, I would say Steve is the better coach, but on
Yes.
data, as if I was CEO, I would have gone with Nyatama.
So, I think we are now going in cycles, but it goes back to what I wanted to say. Are you gonna risk it and find yourself in a situation where Spurs finds itself in, or you look at the data?
Spurs is different. They just stop using Spurs.
No,
Spurs came
because
from the first
thing
division.
is-
They came from different quality to a different quality. We know how many times has Bartlett relegated teams. We know it's good
Okay.
at promoting. We said this.
Okay. Let me say this to you again. So you think Nyatama, with the same problems that Steve is facing? Remember, Steve is facing problems. Was Nyatama gonna do better or do
Yes.
as he did this season?
Because
I don't
some of
think
these
so.
problems were caused by Steve. The players that
No,
he
no,
signed were no. Listen to what I'm saying. The wage bill is higher. The signings are higher. His salary is also higher. Swallows now is sitting without money. If I was Swallows, I would go. What's cheaper? A guy who's already won with this team that I have right now. You get what I mean? I'll give him the
Let's-
job.
Let's say we disagree to agree. Let's agree to disagree and let others in because they're screaming in the comments. They want
Okay.
No,
Utio akasekho, Utio left. Velile.
Yeah. But Mr. Oti, do you still remember the guy by the name of Walter Ottman
Yeah.
or Dylan Kay?
Dylan Kerr.
Have they coached a full season in a team?
No.
Why?
They get replaced when things get good.
And when they get called when?
Things are bad.
And what they do?
They do very well when things are bad.
So you see, when they start with the season, they are not good.
You could say that, but it's unfair.
No, I'm just asking. When they started with the team from the start of the season, how did they do?
I'm trying to remember Kerr. I just know when he's saved.
Okay, so we can even still put Musa Nyatama in that category. Good, yes, he did well with Swallow saving it from relegation and put it back.
But
in
he
terms of
hasn't
you-
been he
No,
hasn't been
wait,
given the chance
wait.
though.
But in terms of you as a club owner, believing good, this is the guy that can take you forward, moving forward. Can you be so 100% sure about
I
that?
would do it. If I was in Swallows, no, honestly, if I was in Swallows' position, I would do it.
No,
honestly.
no, Mr. T. You've got the best coach, as you've said. You've got a good coach who has coached him before and who have dealt with different situations that the different teams face. Because remember, Steve Compella has been in this situation before. Celtic. It's not the first time. It's not the first time he found himself on this situation before he could even move to Golden Arrows and from Arrows to Sundowns. But yeah, pound for pound, if you can be 100% honest, if they have to put, you can put any coach into, okay, then we've got a team that's been promoted to first division. I've got these two coaches, I've got Musa Nyatama and I've got Steve Compella. Who will you go for? If you need a coach.
Do you want me to be honest? I would still stay with Musa Nyatama. And no. And listen to me. Do you know why? No, agent. I'll back it up. What did we say about Steve at the beginning? No, wait, agent, wait. Agent, wait. What did we say about Steve at the beginning of the season? Steve will always finish you 7th, will always finish you 8th, and you'll be stable. Did we not say this? Before he even started coaching in Swallows, we had this conversation. So I'm
Yes.
saying to you, Steve is a better stability coach who's going to give you 8th. Now, you have a guy who puts you at 8th, right?
And
Who
who has never coached before.
but he's put you at 8th. Whether you
Yes.
want to, he's got 7 wins in a row. He's taken
Yeah.
you from relegation to top 8, right?
Yes.
And he's going to be, and I'm saying that for me, if you show me that, I bring you in to rescue, and then you show me not only do you rescue, you're not finishing 14th, 13th, you're finishing top 8. I would give that guy the job before I go to Steve. Because even when you look at the way the team is run, right? Musa Nyatama has now shown you that I can win games without the resources. We can carry on with what I have done because whatever I've installed for those 7 games, I can probably do well with it throughout the season without having to change. I call you Steve. Firstly, Steve is expensive. Secondly, Steve is going to want Abojali, he's going to want these new signings and all these people that as Swallows that we're seeing now that's about to sell the team. It doesn't make sense to make so many changes over and above the fact that Steve is going to have to come here and also change philosophies and also teach them from scratch. So it's a greater risk to my position to bring in Steve. Long term, it could be incredible. Long term. But for now, let me bring in Umunyatama. He's proven to me in the last few games, or last 7 games, that he's done well. I give him a year. Worst that could happen, he finishes 10th. I bring in Steve anyway. Same Jengozwan. Fine, you've brought in Abo Kevin Hunt. It didn't work out. Kevin Hunt's gone. This guy took over. He went to Africa and won us games. He saved us from relegation or wherever, right? So I will look at him and say, as in Ata, Dalukona, let me give you a chance in the year. And then if the year doesn't work out as what happened, he finished 5th, then you can change. But the Chiefs obviously made a problem with who they were changing to. But you understand what I'm saying? That now what Dylan care, now what 10-10s. Our 10-10s do well. Then when it's looking good, the teams fire them to go to better. Then when better doesn't work out, when better doesn't work out, who gets called? Remember where 10-10s had you? Remember where 10-10s had you Marumo Kellens, where 10-10s had you Royal AM. Remember. Then he got fired because contract Sinky, what, he left. Then he went to Marumo, pushed them up. It got good. All of a sudden, he's been fired, he's gone. He left. That's what I'm saying, that it's also unfair
I
there.
think on this one, you have to agree to disagree. But honestly, you know, as you keep on saying, but Steve is a better coach as compared to Musa Ngatama.
He's a number 8 coach, guys. So if Steve...
But this is not finished.
No, I even said that. I did say that it could get better. I did say that.
So let's wait for season to finish and see who Steve.
So then, Velile, can I ask you a question? If the season ended and he was 8th, would you say that your investment into Steve was better than what you could have done with Nyatam?
My investment was better into the team because even of the knowledge that Steve was going to be passed on Nyatam.
But he did the same thing that I did.
No,
Guys.
Unyatama was good when you gave up that opportunity on those 7 games, but long run, you know, good to compare as the better coaches compared to Unyatama.
But if he does the same thing I did, is he better? That's what I'm asking you. The season ends.
He hasn't done it consistently, Unyatama.
No, check. The season ends, and Steve is in the same place that I was as last season, and it's costing me more. No, I'm asking you a hypothetical. The season ends and my team is in the exact same place it was. Let's say it ends like that. Yes. Would you say that your investment into Steve and what Charlie and all of the things that Steve came with or changed or the things you wanted to do, would you say that it worked out?
Yes. It worked out because probably even let's say you're in the same position, it couldn't even have worked out because even if you didn't bring those players or even and sometimes you also relegation even. It could have gone in a way.
But that's
how you don't justify it.
Can I say this? So, here's the thing. You have a team, right? I am Solus. Right? Solus, I'm Solus.
Yes.
I don't want to digress. I want to win the top 8.
Yeah.
Who do you go for?
The guy that got me there. First,
that
would be my first call.
No. The thing is, listen, you are making a coach. You are making a decision at the beginning of the season, right?
Yes.
As a CEO,
yes.
Right? As a person who's in charge of making a decision,
yep.
You make a decision which you think at that point in time. Remember, they don't have the opportunity of hindsight. They're not gonna go to the end of the season and say, "Hey, Steve, man, eh?" But
they don't have foresight to know what Steve could have done. They know what the other guy did.
This is the foresight. This is where it doesn't. You talk of probabilities. You talk of reducing risk. You talk of this kind of things because you say, "I want to be in the top 8 as Soros," right?
Which I am now with this guy. Nothing else spent.
No, it's fine.
Nothing else spent.
Given, right? Yes. So I have these 2 decisions. It's either I give a contract to Musa Ngatama or I give contract to Steve Compel. My goal, beginning of the season, I want top 8, right? That's the thing. As the CEO, I have to make a decision. And as CEOs, you don't gamble. You don't gamble like that. You know, you have to make a decision which you think it is less risky and it is safer. So
Okay.
a safer option for me, let me finish. A safer option for me is if I want top 8, I have to bring in Steve because data over a long period of time has shown me that Steve can give me top 8. With Onyatama, it is what we call noise. The data is too little for us to come up with any conclusive evidence that he can repeat the same feat or even better it. You know, so Onyatama was a riskier option. Not saying that he wasn't an option, he was just a riskier option than Steve in terms of what you wanted to achieve as a football club. Yeah.
So do you put finances to risk? How much is Steve going to cost to onboard? How much time is Steve going to need to install a style? How many players is Steve's going to sign when he comes with? Are you willing to take that opportunity cost? Because if Steve might be better in 3 years' time, but for now, when we're busy here right now, it's going to cost me more. I'm going to have to move out players. I'm going to have to do all these things, bring in players. I don't know how much Charlie is on. I don't know how much Steve is on. I don't think he's cheap, right? So my thing is now, when we project forward, and then this is why I wanted to use it now at this point, when I look at my investment, and at this point, it's at the same place that the guy that I didn't invest in was at. And again, I'm going to give benefit of the doubt that maybe Steve goes and balloons the next few games and finishes.
Here now.
Yeah,
Just
here now.
yes.
So I was 8th last year. I was 8th. I'm 8th at this current point. The difference is that I have invested so much more in order for me to be 8th. And for me, the argument you guys are making is I would understand if Swallows was hiring Steve or somebody to go to 5th. You get me? But if I want to maintain 8th, I already have 8th. You get me?
No.
So that's why I say, no, wait. That's why I say, the expectation of Steve, honestly speaking, let's be honest, it's not to finish 8th. So if he finished the 8th, I look at that as a loss in my eyes as CEO at the end of the season because I have gone and invested over and above everything that I could have done here. I would rather risk that because financially, all of the other things, it's not going to hit me as hard. That's what I'm trying to say. And the overall thing of the argument was, are we not just shining a nice light on Steve? Because Steve came from Sundowns and Steve did these things, right? But when you look at his record, it also shows that 3 years from now, you're still going to be 8th. You're still going to be 8th.
So as you, OT, are you going to risk a coach, right, who is going to be a yo-yo coach? You're not sure.
I don't know that. The agent, we don't know. We don't know.
Remember, you're making a
But you
decision.
know, Unyatam can repeat whatever that you've done in the last 7
We
games.
don't know. He's done well.
That's the thing. That is the thing.
Guys,
Also.
Arteta finished 8th. Arteta finished 8th 3 times. They
We
couldn't
said-
have known that it'd be second. So, but they were like, okay, fine, we're going to go with you. I'm not saying that Nyatama's going to do anything. I'm saying at the point
thing
of the
is-
decision, I would give it to the person who has, guys, you've cooked in my kitchen. You've already cooked in my
Yes.
kitchen. You
I'm
know where the
saying-
fridge is.
I'm
You
saying-
know all that stuff.
I'm saying OT. What I'm saying is, at the beginning of the season, right? You are saying, are you willing to take in a coach who can either come in 5th or can come in 16th? Right?
Compella has
Or-
shown that he's 8th.
Listen, this is the options that you have. You are bringing in someone. He can have a miracle season, and you can come up 5th or 4th, right? Or you can come up, or you can finish 15th, right?
How do you know? He's finished 8th. You were
No, that's the
15th.
thing.
He took
The
you from
thing
15th
is,
to 8th.
You're not listening. Oh, which is listening.
guys.
Listen. I'm not saying, you're saying you have a coach who can finish 5th, meaning he's going to improve the team, right? Or
When has
he's
he
going to
done that?
digress. Listen. You are making a decision. When you make a decision, OT, you have to consider alternatives and look at the risk factor. You are saying, I have this coach, Onyatama, right? What I'm saying is, Nyatama can finish 5th or can finish, let's say 10th or whatever it is, right? It is one of the two, right? With coach Steve, you are guaranteed to finish 8th, right? So financial wise and everything wise, you are saying am I going to take a coach who might finish 5th next season, the other season 10th, the other season 14th, or for the next 3 years, I am guaranteed of a top 8 finish, right? And when you are guaranteed of a top 8 finish, you can plan better and say, at least in a season, because of the money price, I'm going to get, say, 2 million. I'm just making an estimate. I don't know what 8 says. Then you can plan better because you are guaranteed. Now, when it's a coach who you're not sure, the thing is, you make a decision, but you're not sure. It can go extremely well or it can go extremely good. It is a riskier thing and it's a gamble. It is Theo's 2.5. It can be 3.5 or it can be under, right? That is a Theo's 2.5. Or I can take the money that Theo is investing and I can put into my account and is going to earn 1% interest. I'm sure of it.
And that's
I'm
why
still gonna have 1,000.
And that's why I asked you, if you make the decision, when you look back on it, season ends, and you go, I have gone through all of these things that have been caused by Steve coming in. His salary, new players, what, all of that stuff. And you end in the same place that you ended last season. Forget about 2 years from now. Last season. When you look at that as the CEO, is that a net loss or a net profit?
It's a zero. It's a zero.
No, you've
Not a net profit,
overspent.
it's not
Remember, you've overspent. You've brought in players, you've brought in everybody, you finished in the same exact spot. Now, take Steve out of it. It's not Steve, it's not whatever. You brought in a coach who finished the exact same, but you've spent more than you would have spent normally. Is that a net profit or a net loss for you? For this season?
It's a net loss. For this season, it's a net loss, right?
So then, my question is...
That's the thing. No, the thing is, you're not finished. That's the problem. When you're making the decision, right? Remember, you're saying it's a net loss because you are at the end of the season, right? You're not sure of what's going to happen at the end of the season. You are making a decision based on now that I am spending dash because I can afford to spend more money on Steve and the players that he's gonna bring in because I am guaranteed.
Can you afford it? Look at them right now. Can you afford it? That's another thing. Can you afford it?
I am looking at the fact that I feel like if they can get to end of the season and they're still in top 8, the costs that are what they've incurred are going to be covered.
But they're
by
trying to
prize
sell
money
the
that
team
they get.
right now as well. They're
The
trying to
thing
sell the
is-
team because
No,
it's
the
late.
thing is, you see, you are giving me a worst possible scenario for Steve, right?
No, not for
Let me
Steve.
say, okay, no, for whoever. Let me
You're
say,
doing
I
it for
bring in the less.
Nyatama. But you're doing it for Nyatama
Okay.
because you are already concluding that Nyatama would be less than. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
so
no, I'm
when
saying-
we're having
I'm
this
not saying less
convo,
Listen what I said. I said with Steve, with Nyatama is two things. He can either improve or he can go down. But with Steve, I'm sure that he's gonna give me a top 8 finish.
at more cost.
At more cost. The thing is, at more cost. That's what we're saying.
At
right?
more cost.
Midway, at more cost. But if with the top 8 finish, I should have calculated that if he finished top 8, the top 8 money is going to arrive at the end of the season should cover all the costs.
And the guy already, there's a guy that secured me that money.
And generally,
Already.
the thing is, I don't have full facts of what is going on with the financials. I want to assume the CEO made calculations. Maybe an investor has pulled out, or maybe money didn't come in. But as CEO, I would have made the calculation. Remember, in a project, this thing is a project with Steve, right? With a project, generally what happens is you incur cost at the beginning because in the long term, you are thinking to make profit, right?
And if you don't
I
make
am
that
willing-
profit,
No, the thing with Steve is I'm assured that he's gonna cover that money with a top 8 finish. I'm assured of that.
but there's
you
a
know?
guy who just got you money in right now.
The
Not
thing I did-
hypothetically. Not hypothetically. He
The
got
thing
you
with
it
that
right
guy
now.
is the thing with that guy is, can you as a CEO say, this person is gonna give me that money again, or I'm going to
Or
have
can you risk
to
the
fire-
year?
I'm going to give him a contract and then fire him again and pay him the contract money, which is still going to be a
Okay,
loss.
let me
My
ask it
thinking
to you
is,
like
okay,
this.
I'm
Adrian,
going to
let me-
disagree with you. Okay.
no,
ask
no,
a
no, no, no.
question.
I just want to
Okay,
ask you
a
this. I just want to ask you
Yes.
this.
Yes.
Maybe I look at it like this. For me, I would much rather risk 1 year where I got +2, I minus -2. If Musa Nyatama is out of the top 8, I minus the -2. It's fine for me. It's almost a 0 because you got me this thing we weren't looking at.
It's not a
No,
minus
wait,
two.
wait,
It's not a
wait.
minus 2.
No, wait. You got me
Yeah.
2. You got me 2. I was in
Yes.
relegation. You won me 2. You got me into top 8. We weren't even looking at top 8. So the top 8 money has come in. I, as the CEO, would risk Unyatama because then Nyatama finishes. Let's say we finish 10. Let's say we finish 10. I look at it and I go, okay, fine. I've lost out on that. It's -2 for me. Then it's 0. My problem is that projecting forward sometime, and then I can bring in Steve still or whoever. I can bring in those people at the end, right? I would have saved a little bit of money as well because I'm not buying. He knows how to use my stuff, right? Whether it works or not, he knows how to use my stuff. He's been here. He was running the team. He was doing all this stuff. He understands our culture. He knows what he's doing. The players also get him. So I would give him more time because I'm like, okay, with Steve, I am also taking the risk of Steve is coming in. He has to install his new stuff. I have to get his new stuff. I have to get his new players. I have to do all these things that are costs to me on top. And then if he finishes a certain place, let's say it's 8, we're in the same position where we were 5-0, right? I am one of those people where I'm like, I can take the risk on Nyatama for a year. Because for me, that risk is not as high as you guys are making it out to be. He finished 8. If he finished 12 or he finished 13th, I'd be like, yes, improve. About Dylan Kerr were consistently 13, 14, whatever, even when they were saving teams. If Dylan Kerr came in and took a team from 15th to 8th, I'm like, oh my guy, Yazin, you deserve another year. If that year doesn't work out, I'm cool. We can then go fetch Steve. Same with Arthur. Arthur showed in Africa that I can go coach before Steve, before, what's his name? They hired the other guy. Then when they hired the other guy, we fired him and then Arthur steered the ship to 5th. Okay, at that time, I'll go, 5th. Cool, take it because my bar, you took me from 10th to 8th to 5th. Then my bar is like, okay, I'm going to let you coach for that year. After that, I'll let you go. I can let you go if you do badly. I don't think the risk is as high as we're saying it. I don't think Nyatama would put Swallows into relegation. You get me? Especially now, with the benefit of hindsight, we see how bad Richards Bay is. We see how bad Cape Town Spurs is. You get what I mean? But okay, obviously, benefit of hindsight.
Yes. It goes back to what I'm saying. At the beginning of the season, we don't have the benefit of the hindsight. And like Ukumo is rightly saying that as a CEO, you cannot gamble. I think this is my thing, that you can't
What's the gamble? What's the gamble, agent? What's the gamble?
The gamble is, are you gonna risk getting Solos to a worse position with an unproven coach?
You were
That is
at a
the-
worse position, and the unproven coach got you out of it. So you were looking at it last season. You were in that situation last season.
True, all those things, right? But, and I think, like I'm saying, that's why I kind of earlier said, let's agree to disagree, because we're going to become a cycle where I'm going to say to you, data, and I think this is what the board would ask you, that 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches took a team end of season, managed to win their games, but when you give them a full season, or when they start the season, they don't do well, you know?
I'll say they're not those people.
And you don't work like that,
Guys, Truta
No,
got promoted.
it
Check.
doesn't-
Truta got promoted with Swallows and finished third.
Can I say this? Can I say this?
okay.
Right? Can I say this? It goes back to what you sometimes keep saying. It's different scenario. It's a different scenario. That coach Jose comes in, in the middle of the season, comes in, does the stuff, wins, sharp, gone. You give him a full season is a problem, you know? And it's not a uniquely as you said thing, like I said. Obviously there will be abnormalities, there's going to be truth and stuff like that. But most of the data says sometimes these coaches, and I think Ovelile said this, come in, they do what they do, end of the season, but when you give them a full season, it's a problem. So sometimes you look at those things and say, I can, excuse me, I can come in and bring a coach who is a risk that I've seen this thing happen before and it might happen again. Am I willing to risk that?
Might. Yeah.
Or I say, coach, you did well. Do you agree that you did well? You did well. I thank you very much. But can I put you as my safety net and say, I'm going to bring in a safer option. He comes in. If he doesn't do well, you will take over. Then I've insured myself. It's like an insurance policy. I've insured myself.
But then
that-
you're still paying the contract. The same thing you said about paying off a coach's contract. You're still doing it with Steve.
That's the thing where like I'm willing to protect Onyatama for me, and I think for me, I'll will still protect Onyatama. And say, Onyatama, I don't want to throw you in the deep end. You are a promising coach. I don't want to fail and you become a failure, because the thing with South African coaches is, especially the upcoming ones, you fail, you don't get another job. Because I don't think if Mabuti exists from Arrows, he's gonna find any job anytime soon in the PSL. You know? And I think also it was bad by Manto that he saw that the Conjoined Twins were doing well. Her mistake was not bringing another person to help partner with Mabuti, because I think he would have done better. But
Can I-
digress.
can I-
Let's agree to disagree.
Just
Yeah.
one last question. I disagree with you saying you're protecting Nyatama, because if Steve does badly and Nyatama comes in and does the same thing,
It's
you
not
would sit.
petitions.
No, I'm saying if
yeah.
Steve does badly and Nyatama has to step in again, we're gonna start the season again, and you're gonna say the same exact things. And
No.
wait. My point is that if Nyatama never gets the chance, you get what I mean? I don't know if he's going to lose. I don't know if he's going to win. But if he stays, Nyatama has been an assistant coach for how long? Hasn't he been an assistant coach for a while? He's been there, especially at Swallows, if I'm not mistaken. He's been there for a while at Swallows, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah,
if,
player coach, stuff like that. Yeah.
so if at this point now, after he's done well at the end of the season, you are unwilling to promote him, then you're not protecting him. You're just keeping him in the pocket. You're keeping him in the pocket so that you can go look at better options. And if those better options don't work out, you go and then bring him in for the end of the season. Then end of the season comes and then you go, Yazdin, Musa, I can't trust you because of 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And then he's going to sit down and you're going to bring in another option. You get me? What I like about Uata is that we've seen Uata now. We've seen him. We've seen him. He came out. He did what he did. I don't think he did that badly, to be honest with you.
On that point, just on that point, I think we'd have a conversation about Arthur. I think maybe next week when we are looking for a topic, Arthur should be a topic.
They're
Because I
using him
think-
like 10-10s. Nyatama's going to become 10-10s. You see 10-10s? The problem with 10-10s is teams bring him in when it's lit. When it's lit, 10-10 saves you, right? But he's never, I don't believe, gotten a chance outside of those TS Galaxy teams where he won a trophy, if I'm not mistaken. He's never been given a chance to really stake a claim. And I think for me, I want to reward good work before I go out, because I'll reward you, we'll do badly, whatever, and then I can change you, right?
Yeah.
Cape Town Spurs is different because they got promoted. It's a quality thing there. But if you've done well in the league,
I think that's where we disagree, man. I think if
No,
you
it's fine.
are willing- I think that's why when you are more leaning on risking what you have for the sake of rewarding, right?
What's sad for me is that the other pattern agent in the PSL is they get better. You know the pattern. They get better. Still have to call 10-10s. They get better. Still have to call Dylan Care. They get better. Still have to call Mirendo. You get what I mean? So that's another pattern where you're not guaranteed anything. All of those guys, the small teams that have gone out and tried to get better, quote unquote, Swallows tried to get better from Truta. You get what I mean?
But yeah, like I'm saying, I'm more on
No, I hear
the
you.
safer side. I prefer the safe side, and
Yeah, I think as two different CEOs, if you had one company, would have problems because
I don't want to risk things, man. Hey.
Okay,
Yeah, but
no. I hear you.
nice conversation. Now I'm tired. I need to sleep.
Yeah, no, I also went over there a bit. Thank you guys so much for joining me. That was the members' conversation. I'll see you guys then tomorrow. Hey, Chiefs Ghana is back. Chiefs is back. It's okay. Tomorrow, guys.